All right, what's up, everybody? We're prepping right now. I hope transcoders are working. This is all we got. By the way, Mike's alive for everyone here in chat.
But
You kind of cut out, Drew.
webcams aren't.
The webcams aren't yet. Oh my god!
I got time to put a t-shirt on. Okay, go.
Wait, we're doing this with t-shirts on?
Oh god, yeah. I mean, I don't want to get another felony.
Oh,
I do want to go back to Canada next year.
When you switch to the cameras, I think you guys are going to be surprised at the fact that I actually don't have a shirt on.
You just green screened the thing. If they made so fuck this up.
You have to wear a green screen shirt in order to
I have some bright green Under Armour.
Oh my god. Hey DK.
No, we're not doing that.
So
You're like, what did I just walk into?
I don't know. That's my default mode.
I mean, basically, we just deepfake Joey. He's not even here. It's just
Oh,
Loz.
God. Poor Joey.
It's just Loz. Loz can do an amazing Joey impression. So
Oh my
just
god,
deepfaked
I
his
can't
face.
wait to hear it.
Yeah.
So
No, he's doing it right now.
So
Yeah,
Fuck says
it's
that shirts are not
incredible.
required. Passive O says just have a green bath towel. We could do that.
Could.
All right. Almost got all the cams ready.
Are you able to get your cam on, DK? Do you feel up to it?
Oh.
Are you gonna cam girl for us today, please?
Nah.
He's fine.
My icon's way cooler anyway. Well, it is.
He's not wrong.
If you're not gonna use a cam, I should probably like put your anime face up there. Just spent
Yeah.
like a
You
beautiful
can totally do that.
hour crafting that.
No, just use the 2B DK. 2B
Oh,
DK?
man.
2B
Oof.
DK drawing.
Oh,
Just
man.
throw that in there.
I wish that was body accurate, but it's not.
Wait, what? It's not?
It's not.
Excuse me?
The face is pretty accurate, but the body is. Mm-mm.
Oh man, and here I was hoping to get a slice of that chiseled ass.
Nope. Sorry.
Feel denied.
So wait, Michelle, I gotta ask the like caricatures that you've done there.
Yeah.
Did you do those in Illustrator?
No, just like paint.
MS Paint?
Well, like there's this like
Wow.
paint.net kind of thing, and like a,
Oh yeah.
and then
Oh.
then take it into
Oh.
Photoshop. So
Like Paint.net is pretty solid for free application.
it is though. It's like
I thought he was gonna say he did it in paint, just like.
Yeah.
I just painted it myself.
I'm afraid we can't be friends anymore, any of us. Otherwise, Adobe's gonna charge me an extra $60 a month for kids.
What?
Like, excuse me? You know someone that would prefer Paint.net?
Oh,
There's an
okay.
extra fee for that. There's a charge for that.
All right, I think we're all sort of ready and set up.
Mm-hmm.
It looks like a really happy bunch. We have a good happy bunch of weebs here. Yeah, it's gonna be fun. You guys ready? The Naruto font? I know. I'm glad people are enjoying it. All right.
I reckon that's why we've lost half the viewers already.
Actually, no. We're gonna lose half the viewers because of this. I don't know if you guys can hear it even.
Let me turn on the sound.
I don't know if you guys will be able to hear it, but everyone will. I have a bunch of like sound effects.
My name is Jeff.
For today. Let's get started.
I can read what it says under FrameCast. It says AnimeCast.
Good job. right.
AnimeCast.
Well, let's get started. In 3, in 2, and in 1. I should.
What have you done?
There we go.
It's buffering
What is
for
up,
me.
everyone? Welcome to
Buffering,
FrameCast.
what have you done?
Welcome to FrameCast number 49. Joined today by a whole bunch of great people right here. Normally we reserve episode 50 for the special episode, but I guess we're doing a special episode today because Casino Drew, you wanted to do an anime cast. What is up today?
Yeah, I wanted to do so I don't know if many people like know of the Anime Man, Giguk, or God, what was it? Sea Dog VA. Virginia. Basically, they collaborated together to make a anime podcast called Trash Taste, and I was thinking about doing something along these lines. I thought, no one's going to listen to this. Everyone's just going to go, oh, this is gross, this is disgusting. I listened to that. I was thoroughly entertained. I've thus far listened to every episode, and I thought, fuck it. If they're bold enough to do it, why not try it?
So, Joey, DK, what did Casino hold over your head in order for you guys to do this now?
I'm not allowed to tell you, otherwise I can't be guaranteed the safety of my parents. So
yeah.
For me, it was pretty simple. He said that if I didn't join, he would post the feet pics that he took of me when I roomed with him last year. He would post them to ratefeet.com. And I was like, well, we can't have that. So
actually, Joey, no. I'm gonna draw a line right here. I'm gonna have to say, hold on, because I know that this is just like you trying to like advertise like slowly your OnlyFans, which is probably kind of gonna be coming up next week. For all those...
Oh God.
Oh my God.
Well, I was expecting
an
anime cast, and we're talking about feet and OnlyFans.
Yeah, welcome to the FrameCast. We can never stick to a topic. Oh boy.
Damn
Drew,
it.
DK, save us.
Yeah.
What have you been watching lately?
What have I been watching lately? I've been watching a lot of Black Clover lately, actually.
Ooh.
I've been catching up on Black Clover. Other than that, not a ton lately.
No, it's actually like this year has somehow been like rather good with series. At the same time, it's been really slow because of like Corona and stuff. I've been really, really surprised by Tower of God, and now like I'm watching God of High School, which I enjoy, but like I'm missing a bit of story. It's like a lot of good action, but like a little story. So anyway, let's bring it to Joey. What have you been watching?
Yes.
Okay, Drew, what have you been?
I've just been watching Kimi no Nawa on repeat, and I don't know. Before that, what? I was rewatching something, but obviously it wasn't super important. Also, you mentioned Tower of God. I've been trying to keep up with that, and that's cool. Everybody's like, "Oh my God, go read the manga," and I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
It's like the story, like their story's so good. I want to read on, but I also want to like wait. I don't want to spoil the anime if the next season comes out. So, Xeno, what have you been watching?
I have binged the entire 3 seasons and movie of Data Live, and I'm both ashamed by the title, but I absolutely fucking loved it. It was awesome.
I heard it was shockingly good, actually. Despite
it is shockingly good.
Despite it sounding like a big giant meme, it's actually really good.
The first season,
like he gets his power from like his harem or something. Like the bigger his harem gets, the stronger he gets. And
so the first season was really good. Second season was quite it was mediocre. The movie, which sits between 2 and 3, was again back at the same level as the first season, but the third season is just like holy crap. And I think there's a 4th season on the way as well. So yeah, I was actually really, really impressed with it and would recommend.
Speaking of weird ways to get powers, there's this anime. It's like something of the Quasar. I don't know if you've heard of it.
Oh God, no.
The dude powers up. He gets his strength from.
Hold on. How long have we been going? I just want to make sure that we get past. Okay, we're 10 minutes in. That's fine.
he gets. I believe I haven't seen it. I've just heard it because it's super memey. He gets his power from drinking breast milk, I think, but it has to be fresh.
Yeah.
Like he has to drink it from the source.
This is premium culture right here.
I think I think that we should bring it to the topics of today. Let's bring a little bit of structure to the FrameCast. There is a time and place for everything. We're not, like
We'll get to it later. Don't worry.
I'm still too sober to like do it like this. Also,
do you have booze?
I'm not gonna confirm or deny that claim. Anyway,
you can't say that on here. Yeah, sorry, my bad.
Anyway,
it's lemonade.
For those of you watching right now, who may be experiencing some dropping frames on Twitch, we do not have transcoders, so this thing is being broadcasted at its full quality, and like only apparently if you have a good internet connection, you're going to be able to receive it. I'm super sorry, we can't do anything about it. I've restarted the stream like 3 times. But if you're watching this on YouTube, YouTube's got transcoders for you. You're going to be laughing for days, but you don't get to see this live.
So just to clarify, if you're listening now and you're having issues while we're doing the episode, you can actually watch it tomorrow and on youtube.com/postmalonegames, and there won't be any issues.
Yeah, hopefully we'll see how far the night gets. Maybe it gets too much, like I'll get in trouble with YouTube for uploading this. But all right, so today we have a couple of topics which we've somewhat prepared. One of the first thing is that Amazon and apparently also Australia have been on like a pretty big battle against anime and light novels, manga especially, with Amazon removing more anime and light novels from its platform, which is a very disturbing thing that I heard from Drew. We also wanted to talk like a little bit about like anime culture and like the relevancy over the years, because of course like we've all grown up like differently with anime. I think we've all started watching anime at different times in our life, and I think that anime has like changed in like cultural perception as well. Like back in the day, it wasn't that big. There weren't that many people that were watching it, and right now, bada bing, bada boom, everyone is super excited about it. And maybe we will get to like the Korean webtoons that have been coming up, like Tower of God and The God of High School, but we'll see about that. First of all, though, let's introduce our guest properly instead of like memeing about too much. Of course, we have Drew, as always, our regular host on the FrameCast. But we also have Joey and DK here as well. Now, I want to start off a little bit by like asking you guys a quick question to like get people introduced to you. So the first thing is like, what's your name? What you do? And then like, how old were you when you started watching anime? And if you do remember the year, like, when did you start? So I'm going to start with Joey, because I haven't heard him in a while. And he's got cool, sexy headphones.
Wait, don't you have the same headphones?
Yes, I do.
I thought you had like the exact same one. Okay.
That's why they're cool and sexy.
Hey.
Hey, wait.
So, what were the questions again? It was like when I started watching anime.
So,
and
yeah.
How old were you? And if you remember what year was that?
Yeah.
Okay. It was Toonami.
Mm-hmm.
Which would have been the late 90s, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And it was their whole lineup. That the whole like everything that was on after I got back from school. So it was like Sailor Moon and Dragon Ball Z and I'm trying to think of what else was like showing at that time. I don't think Big O was on yet. I know there were some others though. I don't remember what they are right off the top of my head. I guess those are the two that stuck with me: Sailor Moon and DBZ. And then I was like, yeah. After that, like, anytime I saw more anime, I was like, oh, cool. What is this?
So like,
there you go.
So like when you came to the cross in the 90s, we should probably get to DK and Drew in a moment. Like how did you get about like finding new anime? Because like most of the time, like I've gotten it through like online, so like I would go online and like find places to stream it. But like in the 90s, I don't think online was that big a scene, was it?
No, no. There was very little to be found, I guess, online, or at least I was like what 12 at the time, so Google wasn't around, so it wasn't like you could like go to Google and type in like what are some cool new anime to watch. Really, it was just kind of whatever was on, or like if I went to a friend's house, like what what movies and stuff they had, or what what box sets they had bought. Yeah,
Cool.
In the
That's
90s,
kinda
you could have
whatever was on.
In the 90s, you could have unironically did a Yahoo search.
A Yahoo search. Oh yeah.
Oh!
I could have, but
You could have asked Jeeves.
I could have asked Jeeves. Oh my god. I wonder if that website's even still around.
It probably
Uh,
is.
Hmm. So when did you start watching anime, DK?
Oh God, it's a long time ago. It was at some point in the 90s. Sailor Moon was on before I would go to school,
Mhm.
and I kind of just got attached to that because it turned into kind of a morning ritual. It was just on while I was having breakfast. So that was the first one I watched. At the time, I didn't even know it was anime.
Mhm.
I was a youngster, so I didn't even realize I was watching anime. I didn't realize like Sailor Moon and DBZ were anime. And it wasn't until I caught something. Sci-Fi used to do like Sunday morning anime OVAs, and it wasn't until I started watching that I was like, oh my god, Sailor Moon and DBZ are anime. That's the thing I like. So
All right, DK, do you remember? Was it ZDTV or just maybe it was just ZTV? Eventually they became G4.
mm-hmm. Yep.
Do you remember they used to have that like anime special on like at the every like Friday night
Vaguely.
where they would just go over like recent anime and stuff. Like I never had much of a chance to watch it, but I remember like I would always see ads for it and be like, oh my god.
But yeah, it wasn't until I watched Iria Zerum the animation that I realized what anime was.
Mm-hmm.
Proper.
Proper, respectful anime. Xeno, how about you?
So, obviously, because UK, we get everything way behind like America back then. It was about 96, 97, maybe even 98, when Manga Entertainment was releasing VHSs of different like shows and things. And technically the first anime I ever watched was Laputa Castle in the Sky, but I didn't know that at the time.
Mm-hmm.
The one that I can't even remember how old I was when I watched that. But the one after that, immediately after, was Guyver Bio Boosted Armor by Manga Entertainment. And I literally just spent a little while trying to work out when it was released in the UK, and I cannot work it out at all. Like, I can't Google it or anything. It's just like, okay, fine. When did Sonic the Comic come out? 1993. Yep, definitely wasn't then. And yeah, like pretty much just fell in love with the concept and the detail of the animation and everything.
Mm-hmm. All right,
Michelle.
Yeah, I was waiting on my co-host to jump in.
Michelle, when did you something
I'm
your question?
I'm not going to ask my own question. Well, okay, well, let's move on.
So, Michelle, yes, Michelle, when did you first start watching anime? Good question, Michelle.
I mean, like, I could have done like the Clone podcast. I don't know if you guys have watched Jack Films at some point, but like he recently uploaded this like video where he's been doing on Twitch like a Clone podcast. So he has like I think a stream deck with like a bunch of like pre-recorded like scenes, and he just like has a conversation with himself, and it's so well done. And it's like I love that. It's just a green screen with him talking to himself, and he like both of them are reacting to chat. But anyway, so yeah, my first proper anime actually like we were already like watching like Pokemon and stuff like that on like TV. But like I never knew that was anime because I was a little kid. The first anime I watched, I think it was in like 2011 or something. 2011, 2012 or so, because like my cousin was hugely into anime. I have like an entire like list of anime that I still need to watch because like he would constantly give me like titles to watch and he would like watch everything. But basically like he would come over every time he would come over like and he would be like, oh my god, I gotta go like let's go watch like these Japanese cartoons. And I was like, what the fuck is this shit? And he's like, oh yeah, let's go watch it. Instead of like watching it from episode 1, he would just like catch up. And like the things that he was watching was like Bleach, Fairy Tail, Naruto, One Piece. So like every time I was watching it, I had no clue what was going on. And at one point I was like, fuck it, I'm gonna go like back to like the series that I just saw, and like I'm gonna go to episode 1, and that was One Piece, and that was like I think 2012 I started, and from then on I was like yeah, watching anime pretty much every month of the year, every week of the year, always. So yeah, that was my introduction. Not as far back to like pre Google as you guys. So yeah, I'm a bit of the noob here.
Can I just check? Like, how old are we all? Like, I'm pretty sure I'm the oldest here.
All right.
Joey, I think.
I'm
Go on,
23,
DK.
so I might be. I don't know.
I am old enough.
Are you 35?
No.
Then you're not old enough. So-
I'm not as old as Zeno, but I am old enough.
I am 32. It hurts more to say it out loud.
Really?
I'm 32.
Why?
Once you pass 30, I feel like it's just like, let's not talk about age, huh?
Really? Why? Why does it matter?
There's something about 30 that just feels like, oh my god, I've hit like adulthood, and it just feels old and disgusting to talk about.
30 is the age you hit adulthood, is it?
I don't know, man. Something about 30, it just feels different, dude.
I'm like, don't get me wrong, I do certainly feel older, mostly because I had a horrible back injury, and now I'm a decrepit old man that can't get out of bed.
Yikes.
So, yeah.
I mean,
It hurts.
you were looking very, very like young, like about 2 years ago when you had that glitter beard. I think you should bring that back.
No.
Yeah, definitely bring
No.
back the glitter beard.
No.
For sure.
No. Joey's now thinking of evil ways to convince me to do Glitterbeard. He's like,
No,
I'll do it.
I don't even
inspired.
need to. At this point, the community is just they will make it happen without me. At this point,
Oh my god.
I'm
What-
dying for it, dude.
Weren't you like the one loyal friend to Drew that would like hug him with his glitter beard?
No, that was Headshot. Headshot
Was it a
was the
Headshot?
only person. Yeah,
I thought it was
he was
Joey.
the only person. No, the only person that would hug me was Headshot, and then I got teased about it because I think Marcus had to clean off Headshot because he had a photo op to do. He had glitter all down him from my bloody beard.
I hadn't heard this. That's great.
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah. Headshot saw no one would stand near me, and he's like, "I'll give you a hug." And then it was just like, yeah, I had to I think it was Marcus. Yeah, I had to fucking clean Headshot because I had to give photo op.
Yep.
When was the time that you got like interviewed on TennoCon, Drew? Xeno, Drew. Like for that
Multiple
documentary
times?
thing, like the documentary. I like they did two, and there was one where like you were like,
IGN?
yeah, probably.
Yeah, last year.
Ah, shit. Like it would be great if you were just like standing there representative of like the community with like your glitter full on glitter beard, being like, yeah, it's me.
No, was it Marcus? I can't remember if it was. No, I think it was Marcus. I can't remember.
Anyway, do you want to?
Actually,
Oh, go ahead, Joey.
if it was 2018, I don't think Marcus was there yet, or I don't.
No,
think
2018
I
he
think
was.
Well, he was because I met him when he started at DE in March of 2018, as that was when we went to do the Sunny Solaris video. Literally, that's when he started.
Okay.
So yeah.
Okay, well, with quick introductions sort of over, I think that I'm gonna like give the reins to you, Drew, because you want to do an anime podcast, and you might want to take this along as like a spin-off if this does well. So whatever you say, we're gonna do topics, whatever you want to go into. Floor's yours.
Man, you gave me so much grief about making it the topics first. Okay.
I mean, we can do the topics later on too. I mean, what do you want to
No,
do?
I'm just gonna throw you under the bus. Right.
Do what you
want.
Do it.
I will do what I want. You've given me the power.
Yes.
Right.
Get that glitter beard.
There's
A lot of
Are
date
there-
bios on the topic
Okay.
sheet.
So I'm going to yeah. So I'm going to ask
bio.
a few questions from the audience. So I put out a tweet and question on post on my Patreon, asking people for questions to ask us lot. and I'll ask a few of them, and then I'll move on to the topics, and then we'll come back to the rest of the questions. Just to chat, just to bants, guys.
Okay. No one argued with you. Jesus.
I'm just English. I'm not threatening.
Oh.
So, right. Okay. Right. So the first question. So we've obviously talked about what was the first anime that we watched, like ever. So Nick Evans asks, what was the first anime you watched after knowing what anime was and seeking out a new series?
Ooh.
I know this one.
Jojo?
Samurai X. Right.
Really?
Yeah, because I remember I watched there was at this point Rurouni Kenshin was like coming on Cartoon Network, kind of close to when Adult Swim started. And I was super interested in it, and I took to LimeWire.
Oh, no, that was a risky business.
And
Oh, wow.
Samurai X was only six episodes. Well, I don't know if episode is the right term there, but it was only 6 downloads.
Very trustworthy. Trustworthy.
That was the first time that I was actually like, okay, I want more of this. I want more of this thing that I'm like, I want more than what Cartoon Network is giving me.
Obviously,
right?
disclaimer, like Joey, of course, got it from LimeWire after he bought the DVDs themselves, so he owned the content and then he downloaded it. We would not like that. That goes for everything we're saying.
Yeah.
If we got it online, we all have the source material. We all own it.
It's totally a social experiment. Yeah.
Let's be real. Like in that context, it was try before you buy piracy. Like I did end up buying like a box set, and I ended up buying other Samurai X like merch. Like I've got a wall scroll like over there right now. With holes in it because I ended up like throwing stuff at it for anyway. But I would never have bought any of those things, including the box set. I would never buy any of those things if I hadn't taken to LimeWire first. Luckily, we don't have to do that now because we've got so many awesome free services, but that are like out there, right? Yeah. That'll let you watch anime for free. But yeah, that's that.
Does anyone else know what theirs is, or do they still need time?
It's like I mean for me, like I did search out One Piece, but I didn't know what it was gonna be, and then like One Piece was a really tough cookie to get through. Like I pretty much I recently, like yesterday or so, I was like reminiscing of like, the good old days where I would just like wake up and like during the summer holiday and just like turn on my PlayStation and then like turn on One Piece episodes and just like spend the entire day watching One Piece episodes and playing Call of Duty and then like go to bed and like do the same thing the next day because there were so many to get through. I think like the first one that I like actively searched out, like it would have probably been like either Naruto because like my cousin told me like, these ones are good as well, or it would have been like something seasonal. I think like the first couple of seasonal animes that I watched were either like I think Sword Art Online and Attack on Titan around that time. So like those were then like the first two anime that I watched, which were like I knew kind of what anime was. For which like Attack on Titan is like a really good one to like get in with. So yeah, I think that those were like the first two that I really like searched out.
That's rough because I when I first got into anime, I just kept watching it on Sci-Fi on Sunday. So whatever they played is what I watched. So I don't think I actively started looking for an anime until I got into Trigun.
Oh, that's
the first
a good
one that I really it's a real good one. But like back in the day, the problem was if you wanted to get into an anime and it wasn't airing on like Toonami or on Sci-Fi, you had to buy them in DVDs, and back in the 90s, that was such a it was criminal how they would do it because it'd be like, oh yeah, we'll give you the first 5 episodes on one DVD for $30, and it's a 25 episode season, and it's like, oh, I'm gonna go bankrupt trying to get this whole season.
Oh man, like I mean, like I wasn't like watching anime in the 90s. Like for most of the 90s, I wasn't even there. But like. The thing you say where it's like there was just like 5 like episodes on like a DVD. Like I remember the time before I knew what anime was. I was watching Pokemon. And, like you'd buy like Pokemon DVDs because you wanted to rewatch it, And like seriously, like there would only just be like a handful of episodes on there, and it wouldn't even be numbered or anything. Like you could never complete the series if you just wanted to go out to like your local store and be like, oh, let me just go buy some DVDs. It's like, honestly, like I am so glad that we're now in this age where it's like online, because it would have just literally been impossible.
Mm-hmm. And thankfully, now that everything's online, if they sell you a box set, it's actually a reasonably priced box set. It's like, you can get the whole season for $25. It's like, oh, hey, cool. Unless it's Blu-ray, then fuck Blu-ray.
What's the hate on Blu-ray? What's wrong with Blu-ray?
It's expensive as shit. Hey, Blu-ray box set, $80. Ugh. Or you can get the standard.
It's also not like the quality goes up much either.
Yeah.
I think the quality was supposed to be like super good. Like I got like 2 Blu-ray discs over my entire life, and one was like a random ass movie, and the other was like a nature documentary, because like, oh yeah, it's gonna look very good. You can see the animals in full HD or something. But like the time that Blu-ray came out was literally the time that like streaming became a thing and the internet became a thing. So like, yeah, I don't know. Blu-rays, the only Blu-rays I ever like game discs, but I don't even know they're Blu-rays.
So the first, I can't really remember what the first series was that I actively sought out, but I do know it was either Bleach, Naruto, or Elfen Lied.
Yeah,
Elfen Lied was.
Those are probably pretty common ones that got people into anime and got them interested in, and they actively searched them out.
Yeah, I mean, like back then we were having when we finally got Toonami over here. We had Tenchi Muyo, which was horrendously butchered. Thanks, 4Kids. Aussie, Gundam Wing. I don't know if there was another one. There may have been like a 4th one we were getting. But again, we didn't get Adult Swim until like 2004, I want to say. And again, like, you know, then we finally got things like Cowboy Bebop and stuff. But like, yeah, I remember the first ever anime I bought was Tenchi Muyo on DVD, which was raw, unedited, and the jokes were all intact. Thanks, 4Kids. And that cost me £130 to get shipped from the States.
Oh boy. Oof.
Yeah.
You still have it?
Fuck yeah! It's like I got it in a storage box, like all safe and like, yeah. No, I love.
I thought you could hold it up to the camera and be like, "See, it's right here."
No, I wish I had it to hand. I really do wish I had it to hand, because like it's, yeah, I freaking love that.
It's like the problem was Drew was gonna do it, but like the moment he would bring it out on camera, and then like it would be exposed to light, and that would like decrease the value.
It just crumbled to dust. Yeah.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
So yeah, it's like collector's item. Maybe over a couple of years, it will be worth like $1 more or something. I don't know what these.
I was probably depreciated in value. Like the one thing is, it's bound to be like, oh yeah, hey, we've got the Blu-rays now, so your DVDs are worthless scum. You know, it's like yeah. Anyway, right, let's move on to another question. So we've done right. Actually, I'm going to go for one from Shadan Sierra Vitriol.
Oh,
anime trope. Yeah, anime trope. You can't help but like despite yourself, and a trope you wish they would do away with.
Ooh.
Oh, a specific trope, huh?
Now, I'm happy to take the lead on this one because I've had time to think about this.
All right.
So. Or does anyone else want to like jump in and
go ahead? We're like we can't speak now. We're so curious as to what you're gonna say.
Okay, cool. So the trope that I can't help but like is just God. It's those weird, quirky harem anime like High School DD. Right.
Okay. See, like slice of life, or
no. You know what High School DD is, right?
For some reason, I thought you were talking about High School of the Dead.
No.
Yeah, I got you. I got you. We're on the same page now.
The demons, the superpowers, the
boobs,
the plot.
yeah. The plot. Yeah.
I don't know. Like, I also love the male protagonists that are more than just 2D cardboard cutouts. Like, some of them like are really freaking awful, but like, again, absolutely love High School, DxD or DD. But
Actually,
the
fun story with High School DxD. Like, a couple of friends of mine were watching it. I'd never heard of it, and then we were on like a we had nationals, so we were like over someplace else. We were like staying in a hotel, and like half the group was out there like swing finals, and we were sitting there like chilling out at like the hotel, and they were like, "Oh, dude, like you gotta watch High School DxD." I was like, "Okay, sure, let me go watch it." So like I was watching it on my phone, and they were like, "Oh, let's go grab some dinner." So we were like sitting there, like in the restaurant, and like I was watching. I was like, "Okay, this is this is interesting. All right." And then like right that time, like the server came by to like take our orders, and like you always know that every single time that like you're watching anime and like someone comes by like and you have to pause it, you're always gonna pause it at like the worst possible time.
Yep.
So I was just there like my phone full open, full screen, High School DxD on there, pause, and I was just like he was looking down at me. It's like there's no hiding there. Like once it's out there, like it's not like he's not seeing it. So I was like, yeah, I just like to like give me the pasta. I'd kind of like that. Yeah, thank you. And like it was just so freaking awkward. And my friends were just sitting there laughing. I was like, well, I'm probably gonna go watch this up my own from now on.
Yeah. I knew exactly where that story was going to.
Am
I the only one that calls it High School Double D's for obvious reasons?
All right. So welcome back, everyone. My apologies for the interruption. We are back again. Drew was just gonna say about like what he didn't like after we had like actually like it was quite fun. We were actually getting into the point just before he was gonna say what he didn't like. We were actually gonna like he was actually showing us like his favorite scenes from High School Double D, and like we were like, it was really good. It was really good. You should have seen it live because we're not gonna put it out on YouTube because like honestly.
Anyway,
what do you not like?
So
you do know what
about.
We do very much know what you do like now.
Oh.
We've seen both, but like, go ahead. What do you not like?
Right. So, like, typically I would say the sort of like overpowered fantasy isekai shows. Like, there's a number of them, like Magic Cheat and things like this, and like freaking Sword Art Online. But
Agreed.
The show that the trope I really cannot stand, and I get so fed up of it, is when you actually have a second season of any show and it completely ignores the events of the first season. Like Birdie the Mighty Decode was an absolutely phenomenal anime. The first season, absolutely pants second season, because they just ignored the entirety of the first season. It's like, how can you do that? Then likewise, Infinite Stratos. Infinite Stratos had a pretty solid first season. The second season, just like, dumb. You know, I hate that. Anyway, so hopefully I've bought people enough time to come up with their favorite and least favorite tropes.
I know what my favorite trope is, but I'm not sure what I would say for the one that I would just dunk on and get rid of, aside from the isekai one, because it's just been so prevalent over such a long period of time.
Oh yeah.
That I think everybody kind of wants the overpowered isekais to go away. Sometimes they're done well though. Like I feel like Shield Hero started doing the isekai thing right, but then he kind of gets overpowered in the end. Like it started.
I argue, right? Shield Hero isn't an overpowered one because he starts from nothing.
Yeah, he has to earn it. He has to really earn it. Eventually, he gets there. He gets to be pretty OP, but at least he has to earn it.
Yeah, you know. Yes. Whereas, freaking Sword Art Online.
Yep. I think the difference is.
Oh yeah, no. Remember that epic anime moment when like he just stands them into submission? Oh boy, that was like.
Yeah.
high
Which
point
is
of the
weird
season.
because one of my favorite anime over like the past 3-5 years was that time I got reincarnated as a slime, which is
Oh,
just
yeah.
which is just like your prototypical look at me, I'm an overpowered isekai
Mhm.
hero dude. I can absorb everybody. I took your powers. Nobody beats me. I'm the best. It's so stereotypical, but I don't know. Something about it is just like so charming, and I love all the characters, and I love the setting, and I don't even care that it's a trope that I absolutely despise.
No, I like that one a lot too. It's like whenever a new seasonal anime comes out, it's like, oh, it's an isekai. I'm like, fuck that. I'm not gonna watch that because I've seen too much. It's like I'm
Mhm.
pretty much like that limits me about by like many anime. However, like some series just do it very very well. Like I also enjoyed Doctor Stone like a lot more at the beginning, little less at the end, but like it was still enjoyable because like it just felt a little bit different than like most of these cookie cutter isekais. And like the slime one, god dang, I can't wait. Like I hope they do a second season at some point because that one was just like genuinely fun. I just enjoyed watching that a lot.
Yeah. I think the trope I really like, despite myself, is in literally every sports anime does it. You start off with the main character who's really bad at well, he's in some podunk school. His team doesn't know how to properly use him, but he's got this really quirky ability. And it isn't until he graduates to high school and he gets paired up with this cagey veteran that's kind of fallen out of grace. And oh my God, they make the perfect team. And oh my God, they can bring the whole rest of the team together. And oh, we're going to the inter high. And oh, we're going to win the. Every sports anime goes like that. But I can't help but love it every single time. Every time they just like beat that super cocky team, I lose my mind and I get goosebumps every time.
I'm pretty with you there. Apart from like one thing that I have with sports anime is like I used to be in like a swimming team. Like I've been swimming for quite a bit of my like life, and like at some point you guys may remember like there was an anime named Free, which was about swimming, and we were like watching that because like it was an anime about swimming, but no one would believe you if you said that you were watching that because of the swimming.
No.
So
they
yeah,
wouldn't.
that was a bit of a weird one. We're like, oh yeah, finally our sport is represented. Okay. Yeah, I guess we don't watch anime about our sport. So like yeah, that was there. But no, like definitely like some tropes, like even though like you know what's gonna happen, you know exactly what's coming up, it just makes you feel good every time.
And everyone should watch Haikyuu, by the way. Just as a yep. It's a volleyball anime. It's really good. Watch Haikyuu. And Kuroko no Basuke.
I've not seen them, but I'll add them to the list. Okay.
So sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Joey.
Okay, so trope that I can't help but like despite myself. This is gonna sound so cheesy, and I think it's like it's down to how culturally relevant it is as far as to like how much I enjoy it. But like those like weird meta tropes that are like for example, in like the first episode of Fooly Cooly, they've got the like bullet time shot, and then like during that, down in the bottom corner, they like cut to all the characters in a van talking about how they've got to like hold their breath for those shots and stuff. It's just so it's so charming. But I mean, like it's down to how culturally relevant it is. Like I can't watch what is it, Gintama, because so much of it is just so hard to, I guess, contextualize, I guess. But when it's relevant, oh god, I love it, and it's like and then the trope that I wish they would do away with. I don't want to say that I wish they would do away with it, but just personal preference is kind of it's gratuitous fan service, right? Which is not the same. Stop. Hang on. Let me finish.
I'm with you there. I'm with you.
It's not the same as like censoring it, right? Because like Devilman Crybaby, like there's so much stuff in there. There's so much boob and so much booty in there, and it's like so much of it is relevant to the plot. Like it's relevant to like exposing how kind of like dark and sinister this world is, right? But like High School of the Dead, it's like So there are so many action shots. Hang on. There's so many action shots that are like action in the context of boob. Like,
Yeah.
You
If
mean
I
like
feel like-
that one chick that has independent control of her boobs to die? Yeah.
But like that's the like if it's not useful, I have a hard time developing an appreciation of it. We'll put it that way. If it's not useful, like artistically, I think, or if it's not useful like for like world building or anything like that, I don't really. It's not my favorite thing.
Yeah, no, I agree.
So-
I agree. Actually, that was the trope I was going to bring up. Because, like, this is for me a big problem with, like, not only anime, but also, like, movies and TV series. Because, like, you got to think about this, okay? Okay, so if you want to watch, like, a movie or a series or, like, an anime series, like, as long as, like if the entire point of, like, High School Double D is, like, you know, the boobs, like, fine. Like, that, I got no problem with that. That's the reason people watch them. Unless people recommend it to you without telling you about it. But like,
Sorry, keep going.
don't watch that in the public place. But like, if you're just watching a random standardized series, because like you want to watch a certain type of series, like you always have it. Like in popular culture, like these things of fan servers, these things of like forced in sex scenes, like are so prevalent that I'm like. Let me make my first point. I'm not against sex scenes. I don't think there's any problem with like getting turned on or enjoying like watching two people get it on. But the thing is that like every single time you watch it, like do you really enjoy it? Is there anyone that watches a movie and is like, "Oh yeah, dude, I really enjoyed the sex scene." It's like, no, like if you want to have the most enjoyable sex scene out there, you can go out there. There's way better sites that will actually like show things. Okay, we all know where these sites are. We all know there's hours and hours of content. You will never watch every single piece of that content because new things get made every time. Like you're never gonna run out there. The only thing it does 90% of the time is that it just makes you like very awkward because you're watching it with your parents or you're watching it in public or you're watching it like what you're showing this really cool new like action anime to like your friend who doesn't watch anime or like, oh look at this, oh wait, don't bother, don't mind this panty shot. Like no, that's definitely not an underage girl. Just don't look at that. Just look at the really cool action. Like it's got a good plot. I tell you, I promise you. It's like why does it need it in every single goddamn series? It's like.
I just want to
don't get
say,
it.
just on a random tangent, right? Okay. Well, not that much of a tangent.
Yeah.
Right. This episode of FrameCast is sponsored by Braziers. No, I'm joking. It's obviously a joke. But it's just like the way you were going into describing it was just like, yeah.
No,
I mean,
but
the reason they do it so much is because sex sells, man. Media has been making so much profit off of sex and sexiness and all that for the longest time that it rakes in the bucks, man.
yeah.
That's why a lot of anime will do that crazy censoring to it, right? We've all seen an ecchi anime where it's like there's a giant like light bar that goes across when they're taking a shower, right? And it's there's some like if you watch, I think it's the second season of Freezing, I think. Literally they'll be in the shower and just this god ray will come out of nowhere and blind you because of the
Worse
censor.
still, right? Like, the third season of High School Double D, right? There's one scene where they're in a public bathhouse or whatever, right? In the demon world, right? And one of the main characters, like she's sat above the other one, and effectively, right? So there's the first. There's the main character. She's like sat up tall. So they've just like basically censored the entirety of this. So like all of this is just gone. It's just censored out, right? But then they have the other character's head just there, right? Just uncensored, right?
Yep.
Just the head. And it's like,
Yeah.
surely you could just like slap some stickers on it or something,
Right.
right?
But
Yeah.
but you know why they do the god rays? Because they know you want to see it. And if they're like, hey, we have an uncensored DVD box
No,
set.
it's the I was under the impression that it was because of the time in which they were showing it, because there was
Sure.
yeah, there was like an earlier time in the day that was not suitable for kids, and then they would do a second airing the same day in the evening, which was uncensored. That was my understanding of the situation.
Well, like
I'm sure that's true because there's a station in Japan where you have to pay a subscription to watch it, and they'll show like the uncensored stuff.
Wow.
But I'm sure they also make a nice chunk of change off of the uncensored cut DVD Blu-ray
The
box
plot.
set.
Yeah, the plot.
I mean,
By
like
contrast,
okay,
I love
so
the way. I love. By contrast, I love the way that Shimonetta did their censoring. Like, just the fact that like either they would just like slap a sticker on it, or they would like cut to a scene of something that is like totally different, like totally not the thing that they were about to show, but like.
You gotta be careful when you're eating baked goods in Shimonetta, man. You gotta be careful when you're eating baked goods in that world.
So, out of interest, right? Does anyone know about the reference of Boat-chan?
no.
Yes, I do know Boat-chan.
I'll come back to that later. That's a
tough one.
That's a blast of the past, right?
That's a boy. Boat-chan is a rough reference, dude.
Yeah, this is when months later, sorry, like minutes later, hours later, whatever, we come back to it. Hopefully minutes, and it's just like, oh no, we were actually thinking of this different things, right? But okay, so where are we in terms of the question?
I think we're still on the tropes part, so
Yes,
I'll continue on my tropes.
Yeah.
One thing which I'm very happy to know is that like, okay, so there are actually uncensored versions. That makes a lot more sense for me because like seriously, as long as like. As long as like okay, if you go out of your way to create this entire thing and then you go out and censor it, it's like how many people are just gonna like watch that anime, like watch that uncensored thing, well that censored thing where there's no uncensored version, they're just gonna be like, oh hell yeah, I'm just gonna like pleasure myself to this. It's like I think that no one is doing that. Like if they're doing it, it's like, dude, there are so much better alternatives. Like you're watching regular television. Like, dude, there is something out there called the internet. Like you'll blow your mind. You'll blow your goddamn mind. Go check that out. Stop like whipping it to random like stupid TV sex scene stuff. And in the meantime, 95% of the people are just sitting there like, right. Yeah, I can't wait for this. Yeah, no, trust me, it's good. Just gotta get for this bit. Oh hi, mom. Yeah, I'm just it's a kid show. Yes, I can't believe what they're showing. Yes, I said my prayers this morning. I definitely did.
That's why locks were invented, my friend.
That genuinely happened to me, right?
Oh,
so when I was so when I was younger, like I didn't have a TV in my bedroom, right? We had one like giant ass CRT TV, right? It was in the living room, and I had just gotten Evangelion on DVD. Big regret buying that, FYI. But because like I hadn't seen the whole thing, I saw like 5 episodes. Oh, I gotta get this! So I bought it before it had finished airing in the UK, and to like one of the later episodes where I don't know, Shinji, the main male protagonist, is having a weird episode of some random shit, and effectively the entirety of the female cast, one by one, are talking to Shinji in the first person. So like, talking directly at you, the audience, not wearing anything.
Yay!
And my mum was also in the living room doing some knitting. And I'm like, motherfuck. And she looks up and she's like, this is very interesting. I'm like, please don't ask anything. Please don't ask anything.
Did she not ask?
I can't remember. I think I blocked it out.
It's a good call.
Good call.
I've literally never been in that scenario. Thank God. I have been in the opposite scenario, right? Where I'm in the living room and say like my mom has like an action movie on or something, right? And there's like a gratuitous sex scene. I'm like, Mom, please. Mom, please. You're setting a horrible example for me. My virgin ears and eyes, Mom. And she's like, shut up. Shut up.
So, DK, do you have like an anime list or something, like one of these sites where you like keep track of like your animes you watched and the ones you didn't watch yet?
I used to, but I got to the point where it was just too much maintenance, and I was just like, fuck it, I don't.
All right.
It's not that important to me. Yeah.
Yeah, all right. So like the reason I ask is that we actually got to like keep track of like the anime you haven't watched yet. So then we can like search out anime which are just like so questionable that like you don't know yet, and then we can just like walk up to you and like conferences and be like, hey dude, you gotta watch this, and then we're like, and you're like, oh shit, yeah, I'm gonna watch this, and then we can have like that exact scene happen, and you can enjoy the experience of being out in public, watching this thing, and having someone be like, dude, what the fuck you watching?
There are probably a lot that I haven't seen, but I've heard of a lot of obscure ones.
Hey DK, have you seen a small series called Interspecies Reviewers?
What?
I don't know.
It is exactly what it sounds like, right?
It is.
I watched maybe 5 to 10 minutes of it. I'm like, no, I can't fucking take this. This is
so literally, this is one of those things that like I saw the headline for it, and my Twitch chat was telling me about it, and I was like, "There's no way." Right. And the only way I could watch it was looking up one of those sites we were talking about earlier. That was like, maybe sponsoring the cast or something, and I had to watch it on there. Right. And it's
So you know how in the US, right, there's pretty much like a war between who can claim the anime between like mostly Funimation and Crunchyroll, and sometimes Netflix, but mostly Netflix will actually just pay for it, so like they get it straight away.
Amazon too, but yeah.
Okay, fine. But the interesting thing was Funimation got a hold of Interspecies Reviewers, and then after one episode, it mysteriously disappeared.
It was 3. It was 3 episodes.
Was it 3?
It was after the third. The third episode was pretty hardcore, dude.
Yeah, I heard that it's pretty hardcore, and I'm just like, but oh my god, I was just like, what were you expecting with a name like Interspecies Reviewers?
Well,
fucking Powerpuff Girls.
Funimation also has literally a fan service category where they have stuff like High School Double D. Really? Valkyrie Drive. They have all of these things there. I don't know why they were suddenly so like, oh my god, this is too much, when something like Valkyrie Drive is literally, it might as well just be straight up porn. So I'm not sure what happened, if they didn't know what they were getting, if they just got a bulk license and they were like, whoops, didn't check that one off the list. All the other ones are fine, but whoops, forgot that one.
I mean, imagine you're like the guy at the Japan side of things that just like put together that like bulk of anime series and just like was aware that he was like, let me just like put Interspecies Reviewers in here, like they won't notice, and let's see like what's gonna happen. And he sees it go up and like, oh shit, 1 episode, 2 episodes, 3 episodes. They found out. God dang it. I thought I was gonna get away with it.
I could have sworn.
You had like a bet going with like some of your friends, but like, all right, how many episodes? You had a pool about how many episodes.
How many episodes can we get away with?
The anime death pool. Yep.
Oh my god. Right, okay. So unless any of you have anything else you want to say, I'll move us on to one of the topics. No?
Right, go for it.
Cool.
Yeah.
All right, okay, cool. So as our amazing Michelle typically says, our titular topic for the day.
Hey.
Amazon removes more anime/light novels from its platform. And I'm not saying the last word, Michelle. Right?
Oh yeah. By the way, for those of you who don't know, I put Datsebayo behind like every single like word in the document. You guys should be able to see the document as well, because like
No, right. On June 24th, light novel publisher J Novel Club posted a tweet that Amazon posted on Twitter that Amazon has decided to block one of their upcoming releases and cancelled thousands of pre-orders that came with it.
Yikes.
This is a recurring problem with more of their series for which J Novel hadn't yet received an explanation from Amazon. Later on July 11th, even more series from J Novel Club got removed from Amazon Kindle, although they remain available via other services like iTunes, Google Play, their own site. I think Right Stuff is there as well, right? On July 14th, Amazon removed No Game, No Life, the light novel, from the platform as well.
Okay.
In Japan, this move has been seen as a restriction on artistic expression and a bigger challenge to reach newer fans. Furthermore, Patreon and... Do you really want me to read that last one out?
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
that's
fine.
part of the article.
Furthermore, Patreon and Pornhub have been removing anime creators from their platforms as well.
Okay.
So, how do you guys feel about huge corporate distribution services like Amazon removing stuff like No Game, No Life without any reason?
I think it's important to
knee-jerk-
distinguish why it was removed.
Exactly.
I
I
mean-
was gonna say like the knee-jerk reaction is, "Oh, you guys are fucking fascists" or something. But like, if they give a reason and the reason makes sense, you can get behind it. But if they're not gonna say why,
So, like,
it's kind of
Drew told me this story a little bit earlier, like not exactly from this article, but it also involved Australia, and like I was rather surprised. So, because like the way that you told me this, and like correct me whenever I go wrong, was
Sure.
that Australia kind of started off recently with like, trying to like place bans of like light novels and manga. To be sold in Australia, and especially like No Game No Life came forward. Like I think you mentioned that, and it had to do
Yes.
with like the characters which are kind of childlike. Which if you've watched No Game No Life, which is actually like I
Yeah.
think a very enjoyable anime. Like we can all see that there are some characters who are like rather young in there. And I was very well at the point of understanding that, yeah, I can see where you're coming from because we were talking about fan servers, and definitely some of these characters are part of fan servers. That's where my mind was going. But no, that wasn't really the exact reason. What was the exact reason that the Australian PM wanted to get rid of like the child? Like, what was that a problem, Drew?
Child slavery.
Yes, because like these children would then be depicted on the covers of the books or like the merchandise, and that would then be like slavery or something.
Well, honestly, not entirely sure what the mindset is behind this, but it wasn't just limited to light novels and manga. We had an elaboration on the light novels and manga a bit, where the equivalent to Amazon in Australia, I can't remember what they're called. Can you remember, Michelle?
I don't know, but
Yeah,
like,
so I
Amazon
can't-
Australia.
Let's just call them that. It's not their actual name, but they were they were basically sort of like, it seemed strong-armed into submitting all of these light novels and manga and things for classification. Now, the Australian law states that it's up to the distributor's discretion to get a classification for like books and comics and things, right? They're not legally obligated to, like they are with video-based content. So, you know, like TV shows, movies, whatever. TV shows and movies, they have to get a classification. Books and things, they do not. So there was this weird tangled mess with this, but they were also banning things like the sale of Miku models, you know, Hitsune Miku, can't remember what's the name?
Hatsune
The
Miku.
Vocaloid. Yes, yeah. So they were also stopping distribution of that. They were also stopping distribution of the kid cast from Pokemon. So like Ash Ketchum, Misty, Brock. That, you know, they would still sell Pokemon, right?
Yeah.
But they would not be selling the kid figures of that. And it was just like, what the hell's going on? And then they did a 180 on it and they brought it back. However, with Was there anything else you wanted to elaborate on with
No,
this?
but like that's like the first story you told me, and this seems to be like a continuation. I don't know how directly these things are linked, but like they're coming up quite frequently like after each other. But like this just kind of like blew me away because like partly I can understand if like the reasoning for this is like, hey, you know, you have these anime and or these manga or these light novels where like very young looking characters are being portrayed in some very questionable poses. Like, yeah, I can see where people might be coming from then, but like this reason where it's like, oh yeah, it is not. It is bad that like Ash Ketchum is put on like a mug. Like we can't have that, but we can't put Pikachu on there because Pikachu is like an animal, and like it's like I was like, dude, what the fuck are we talking about? So yeah, like that was a pretty ridiculous reason when I heard that. That very first thing was like, okay, where are we going with this? But yeah.
Yeah. That's
I still don't get the child slavery thing.
No, me neither. It's
No, they're fictional characters.
it
Right?
sounds like they're
I mean,
more
even-
afraid of the fact that they're trying to exploit what are considered underage people. Not necessarily
makes
that they're
sense.
like slaves,
That would
but
make
it's more
sense.
like it's like, oh, we're trying to exploit like a kid. And it's been well documented that government officials are not very they're
Smart?
not very
Wait.
sure, they're not very smart, but they don't really get it. They don't really get what that like it's just a cartoon. You're not actually hurting anybody. It's like,
But
you know,
it's
they
not
don't
just
really
that. But how is Pokemon? How is Ash Ketchum walking across the world, like collecting Pokemon, camping 24/7? How is that exploitation of a child? It makes no sense.
okay. So
I don't know.
So I don't know if this is a thing in England, but I know that in the States there's a lot of regulation about how toys are marketed to kids.
Yeah.
Because they don't. I mean, it was considered like for a while in the 90s, or it was like in the 80s it was considered exploitative, and then in the 90s for a while it was like, okay, it's not, and then it went back to so. But the that's kind of like I could see that being the concern. DK kind of brought that up, that I could see that being a concern of like, okay, well, if we have kids all over the covers of all these manga, then what we're trying to do is that is an effort to market this IP and this merch and everything to kids that really shouldn't be either they shouldn't be shouldn't be consuming the content, or maybe they, maybe that's considered like predatory behavior on the part of like selling toys and stuff. I don't really know, but that makes way more sense to me than saying that Ash Ketchum is a representative of child slavery.
yeah. I mean,
Yeah.
so like I don't know whether I agree with that when it comes to like children's toys, because like there are children's toys and they're like meant for children, and like it's like the world without children's toys would be really bad, because what else are children going to play with? However, I think that like a good example to like illustrate your point would be all of our favorite YouTubers, like the person we like the most and the person we all aspire to be, Jake Paul. Actually, like, I don't know if you guys have watched any of his content. Me neither, but I've watched like a lot of like people covering his content. But like he apparently like uses a lot of like very young children like to be part of his content, to be part of like his merch and stuff like that. And
He gets
like,
a lot of shit for that, though.
yeah, he definitely has. But like that's something where it's like, hey, you know, if you throw out this like this 6-year-old and you make him part of your content, and you sell him, you sell stickers of him, and you sell stickers of like book covers of him and models of him, like that gets into like very weird territory. I'm like, yeah, but like this is not good. Like I don't think that we should have like models of very young children who aren't even like old enough to like consent to like have that happen up to them, like have that be in stores. So it's like if I look at like that type of content and I'm like, I can very well see how people like might come to a conclusion that like maybe we shouldn't have like children being marketed that much. That being said, this is a cartoon character. This is literally just drawn up, voiced by an adult. It's like, I don't get it. I really don't get it.
Right.
Yeah, I don't
that's
know.
fine, right?
Lawmakers have a hard time like.
But this
seeing
doesn't explain why Amazon would possibly be removing popular titles like No Game No Life, yet leaving other popular titles, probably more so popular like Sword Art Online, right?
Mhm.
Rise of the Shield Hero is gone, right? That again, actually, the whole slavery thing, because they do have that as a
Oh,
feature.
yeah.
It's just like, no, can't have that. Like, that doesn't exist. No, it's not a real thing.
Yeah,
You know,
what's her face
it
literally
can't-
has a slave crest on her, so it's
Exactly, right? So, but it's like, oh no, we're just gonna hide this because we don't want you to know about it. Like, you can't. Surely, like, you guys feel the same way. You can't do that. You can't just sweep it under the rug.
I really don't think it's a censorship thing. I don't. I mean, it might be, and if it is, I don't think that that's a good way of going about it. But I don't
Yeah.
think it is. I can't imagine that.
In Amazon's case, definitely not. Like yes,
You really don't think so?
No, okay. So when it comes to Australia, like yeah, for sure. Like if Australia says no one can buy No Game No Life anymore, or we're gonna prosecute you until you die, it's like yeah, that's kind of censorship pretty much. But Amazon is like, see, this is the weird thing. Like Amazon is still like a private company, just like YouTube. They can do whatever they want to do because they're not like a nation. So like, if your entire option, like the only store you could ever buy things at was like Amazon, then like yeah, like basically that would be censorship. But there are other options. Given though that like Amazon has such like a big share in like the market, that like it does have a huge impact on like sales, it does have a really huge impact on like people that will discover the materials. But at the end of the day, it's still like a privately owned company that can adhere by their own rules of like what they want to sell or not want to sell. And I think that like you would get into weird territory when it's like, oh yeah, you guys should be selling this, like the government mandates what you should be selling as Amazon. And like when people like come up to you and like give you flack, because people like, you've seen how crazy people can get online because something is being sold or something is being like connected to something in like on like the online world. Like you don't want to like be told like, oh, you got to sell this, and then people go after you like, how the hell dare you like sell this story with like little children being like fan service, how dare you? And then Amazon's gonna be like, yeah, well, the government tells us to. It's like, well, I'd rather have that they're like free to make their decisions, but like yeah, it's shitty nonetheless, but like it's not censorship because it's just them making a decision. It's not available on our store, but there are just many more stores where it's available.
You say it's not censorship,
Mhm.
but consider this. You have just, if Amazon have done this, they have just cut off a whole plethora of potential new fans, right? They have prevented new people from finding these products because there are people out there that don't use anything other than Amazon. Amazon do have a huge dominance on online sales, right? But you know, like Right Stuff doesn't exist in the UK. Like I would have to order it and it'd have to come here. Whereas if I could order No Game No Life for the Kindle, I could still get access to it regardless of what country I'm in, right?
Well,
this has gotten a lot of concern from authors and artists in Japan because all of a sudden their like a huge chunk of their market has just disappeared for no known reason.
Yeah. Well, I mean, like it's really weird that they're not like giving out a reason. Just the same way, like, oh my god, I've been so attached to something that I've never been like interested in, but like I still need to know why was Dr. Disrespect banned, but like Twitch doesn't give that. Actually, that's Amazon too. Amazon is not giving out reasons for why they banning shit of their platforms. Tell us, give us a reason. If you're working at Twitch, tell us. Actually, probably don't because you have NDAs. However, it's like it's such a weird thing because like we take for granted that these services are there and that these services are like kind of like we have a right to that service, and because they cover so much, like Amazon covers pretty much everything, it becomes like this one-stop shop, which is not even a shop anymore. It's just like a thing that exists. I'm gonna go to Amazon just like you go to YouTube. You don't go to a video hosting site, you go to YouTube. But it's not really like the public video hosting site. It's just an option of one of the video hosting sites or an option for one of the web shops. But it's just that it's become so big that it controls a large part. Now, like yeah, like it sucks. Like right now the only thing that you can say is like it really sucks that like Amazon doesn't like you. And like probably if you're on Amazon, you should also invest into other options until like we can figure out like what do we do with these massively grown companies that have like such a big global dominance, because like we don't know what to do with that right now. Look at YouTube.
That's the thing though, is that you say that you should if you get banned on Amazon and investigate other options. There really aren't many.
No.
Like you can sell it yourself independently, but then your reach is so diminished that you might as well not be doing it. And if you were to try and make the same amount of money, then you would be charging way more money to the people that are consuming your content, because like to make up for the services that Amazon just kind of already provides. Like we're talking like marketing services and stuff like that, where like if you upload something to Amazon, it'll probably show up for other people at some point in like you might also be interested in this. That's a cost that either has to be eaten by the seller or it has to be eaten by the consumer. But regardless, if you're not on Amazon, like there's really not much else of an option. Certainly not many other options that provide the same like revenue, I guess.
Yeah. Well,
but I will say this is you mentioned Dr. Disrespect, and I think this is actually really comparable to like what's going on there, because again, with Dr. Disrespect, he was banned. We don't know why. It could have been because somebody at Twitch just realized like, oh, he streamed from a bathroom a year and a half ago. We need to ban him right now from everything. Or it could have been for like business reasons, right? Same as like the whole thing with Amazon and No Game No Life. Maybe they're considering signing a contract with some, I don't know, some studio or some distributor or something like that, for the sake of exclusivity. Or maybe it's multiple distributors and there are just a couple that aren't signing up and they're choosing, okay, well, if we're going to have to, I guess, give you money to be included in this pool of distributors, then we're just not going to do it. Maybe that's what it is.
Sorry, can you back up on that? What do you mean the whole distributor thing? Because Amazon is the distributor.
Distributor is probably not the right word to have used there. But maybe so. How do I put this?
Like, if that was the case where this, like the publisher basically withdrew it from Amazon,
Thank you.
That makes sense. But it's
Thank
not
you.
the publisher; it's the distributor. It's Amazon that's withdrawing it. We don't know why.
I know, but what I'm saying
like,
is, what if Amazon said, "Hey, we're going to start, I don't know, how to put, we're entering into an exclusive deal. We're entering into an exclusive deal with Funimation or whatever. Pick a studio, pick a publisher. We're entering into an exclusive deal, and or maybe it's not exclusive, but you have to buy your way in to be included in this thing that we're doing. Whatever. I mean, I take your pick, but what I'm saying is that it could be one, it could be the other. It could be something where it's like censorship, or it could be like a business motivated decision. And I really don't think we have enough information to understand what motivated the removal of that content from Amazon. But ethically, I don't really see an issue with it, even if it's censorship, because again, they are like a private business and they're under no legal obligation to publish or to distribute any content that people decide to publish.
So I want to check on DK. Does DK want to chime in and say anything?
Not really.
So the next point I do want to raise is you're saying it's not censorship, but what if it turns out that Amazon turn around and say like, oh, we'll sell your stuff again if you take this out?
Well,
ooh, that's a slippery slope.
Yeah.
So like it kind of comes down to like what I think Pixel Piranha said it in chat very well. Let's see, the private company point falls through when you realize that many of these huge private platforms have become monopolies, so that they kind of have already become the public platform, even though they're privately owned legally. So like legally speaking, like when like yeah, I agree, because I made the same point as you, Joey, that like it's not technically censorship, because still I can buy there are different sites which are like harder to find. I can't download it for my Amazon Kindle, but I download it for like iTunes or like the Google Play Store. I could go to their own site and get it. So like it's not like censored, and I will not be punished if I get my hands on that material. It's just that Amazon doesn't like sell it. But the problem is that right now we have in like these different markets, like when it comes to like video hosting with YouTube, when it comes to like, I mean, Twitch stream with live stream with Twitch right now. I mean, Mixer's gone, Facebook gaming, what's that gonna do? It's like you have these very big private companies that control such a large share of the market that, yeah, like you're very right that the moment that like this opportunity gets taken away, and people aren't able to post anymore, and unless they change up their content, which they'll probably do because it makes sense financially, because like what other alternatives are there that make financial sense? Like it is practically a form of censorship, but like legally it isn't, because still you won't get punished for it. There are other avenues, and you're legally allowed to like get it via those other avenues. But that means that like in order to like appropriately tackle it, like we need to figure out like what do you do with such large monopolies on there? Because on the one hand, like I would say like if they are acting as the public platform, I would say like, well, if it's the public platform, then it should be like treated as like a public place and being like subjected to like the legal rules that are around like the legal space. So like freedom of expression, freedom of speech. But then again, like the moment that you start putting that to law, that like businesses have to adhere to that, then that also means that like it's going to be really hard to like pinpoint a law on like just like Amazon, for example. So like you're going to have to put it on businesses, and like you don't want your regular mom and pop shop to be like, oh, you guys got to sell like this really weird like extremist like piece of like content because it's the law that you got to sell everything. Like you don't want them to do that. Like you want them to just be able to like sell what they want, and maybe they just want to have an anime corner, and they just want to have like select few series that they really like. It's like it's really tough right now because we've never been in a situation like this before, where these private companies are so powerful like all around the world, and like we don't really have the correct like interpretation system. Like what are these things, and like how can we like deal with them appropriately while respecting their rights, respecting our own like the values that we have, and making sure that no one falls by the sideways, like we've seen with like Dr. Disrespect, and like right now with like these animes. I mean on YouTube as well with like Filthy Frank, who's like pretty much got kicked out of YouTube, and many other channels who have no place to go. So like that's a really weird thing, and like I don't have the answer for that.
I want to discuss this with you privately after the thing, because I want to keep the topic to anime stuff, but I've got quite a bit to say there. But I don't want to get like away from this. This is an anime episode, right? Or I guess it was a hentai episode for a little while, and now it's back to but yeah, I do think that the Pixel put it pretty well in chat.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
DK, thoughts, feels. Tell us wrong. Tell us we're right.
I don't know. When it comes to like what corporations decide to and not to do, I kind of bury my head in the sand. Because like it just turns into such a slippery slope. Like, oh yeah, we decided to censor this, and it's like, well then what else are they going to decide to censor for no reason? And I don't know. I don't know.
It's just kind of you're just kind of gonna let capitalism sort itself out, which is kind of all you really can all you really can do.
Mm-hmm.
No, to be fair, that's fair enough. I mean, like the state of the world is getting like more and more bizarre. Like as Michelle said, like this has never happened before. Where one, platform exists that has such control over one form of media. So, I don't blame you for wanting to, just get back to playing games or reading manga or watching anime and enjoying some good plot. So
I'm gonna
definitely
both kinds.
I'm gonna be the guy to go there. You said the word bizarre, and the first thing that came to mind is like JoJo's Bizarre Adventure, but every character is a mega corporation.
Oh my god!
Instead of music stands, they're all mega corporations.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Can you just imagine that?
Oh
Like,
man.
No, I can't. I really
crazy powers that they would have.
I think
This is my
I think
stand. This is my stand. Silver Steam.
Oh, no.
He will obliterate you with his summer sale.
It just vacuums all your money and you're left to destitute.
it would be a really good plot though, like the arc where Steam gets faced with like the Epic Game Store. Like the Epic Game Store comes out of nowhere, looks kind of like he can't do much. He's kind of missing like a lot of basic features, and then just starts dishing out like free games out everywhere, and people are kind of like, not bad.
The Epic Game Store stand would be too busy tripping over its own shoes.
I don't know. A part of me feels like the Twitter-based stand would just like just remove people from existence. Just like,
Oh yeah.
can't say that. Gone. Yeah.
His
like-
finishing move
got
is
the-
hashtag cancel culture.
Yeah.
Oh my god. Oh, that's brilliant.
Your existence is meaningless.
That was a fun way to
Get back to anime,
that-
baby.
to end the topic. Oh my god. Right. Okay. So I think it's time for a few more questions.
Ooh.
Cool.
Do
So
that, A.
I need to scroll down. Right.
By the way, who's having construction done around them?
Oh, that's trash truck over here.
Oh, okay. Just wondering where that came from. I thought maybe it, like background sounds to like Joey's amazing background.
Yeah, it's there's a train coming by those train tracks.
Yeah.
I mean,
Gotta give the
I
warning.
can put train sounds through Discord. Like I can put those through my mic if you want.
Yes, the ambiance, the supreme ambiance, dude.
Right. Okay. So
Yeah,
sentient
this is not true.
F me. I think it's pronounced F me.
Yeah.
Anime tends to be quite melodramatic. However,
No.
do you think that this non-realistic part of anime allows people to better relate on an emotional, imaginary, engaging way?
Yeah, I suppose. Although there are a fair amount of anime that are somewhat realistic, and they cut their teeth on being like realistic. I know on I think it's Netflix. There's an anime called it's like 2020 Japan Sinks, and
wanna watch that.
it's quite melodramatic, but you know nobody has these crazy wild superpowers. It's just these normal people dealing with this catastrophic scenario going on around them. So I think in some cases, sure, like you know, you can sort of relate with magical schoolgirls and their strife to rid the world of evil and all that. But there are some times where it's a very understandable real life struggle. Like I didn't watch Erased, but but yeah.
So, like,
Yes and yes.
like I think that the anime that brings closest to mind with this question for me is an anime that I like was forced to watch because my friend was like, "Oh my god, this is the best thing ever." I was watching it, I didn't quite understand. I was like, "What the fuck is this about?" And then I got it because I shouldn't have been watching it with my brain turned on. That was Gurren Lagann. That is like that anime. Like if you watch that and like try to make sense of it, where they're like 10 times bigger than like galaxies, and they're like controlling like these mechas with like drills, and like makes no fucking sense. But goddamn, is it truer than anything I've ever watched, because like it just rings true with you on such an emotional level. Like goddamn, they like the characters. Fuck me. Like I'll go back to that and I'll just like watch that with tears in my eyes. It like doesn't matter whenever I watch it. Like that is it's so much more true than any other like story, which is so much more real. Just because like through this animation, through the way that they can like go completely surreal, make no sense, it's so good. Like so like that really long sword that Kavanaugh draws, like fuck yeah, that's true. That's like real in every world I live in.
You know what anime will really fuck you up because of how real it is?
Which one?
Graveyard of the Fireflies.
Oh shit! I need to
That
watch that.
anime will fuck you up because it's so real. It's about two kids that were orphaned after the atomic bomb gets dropped on Japan, and their sort of struggles with like trying to survive day by day. Oh god, that movie fucked me up. I watched it once and I was like, I can never watch it again because it's too much.
Yeah. I just googled it and like yeah. Oh my god, yeah. Oh my god.
That anime will fuck you up. Like it was like one of the few animes that I think actually got me to cry. And I'm just like, I can't watch this again. I can't. It's too real. It's too damn real.
You know, there's a theory that
What is the theory? I need to know now.
I kind of want him not to say it because I've not seen it yet.
The worst part is it is entirely plausible that what happens in that anime actually happened in real life. It happened to someone. It happened to someone's family, and it's just like it's awful. It's awful. It's necessary and it's great, but oh my god, it fucked me up.
I think that's also one of the most charming things about anime is that not only will it touch on the extremely happy things, but it'll also touch on the really sad things. Whereas, like, one of the things that kind of saddens me about American cinema is the fact that they will not do horror films anymore. Like, there are so few horror movies that are coming out. I think one of the best ones was Cabin in the Woods, because it was a deconstruction on the horror genre, right? Which was great. But, you know, people don't like being scared, so we're not going to do horror movies anymore. And that's one thing that I love about anime is that you get things like Gundam with Kill 'Em All Tamino. You know, yeah, you get the reference, don't you? Yeah. So, do either of you two get the reference?
No.
So,
I'm not a big Gundam guy.
I can't remember his first name, but basically, one of the authors of Gundam, he had this philosophy that by the end of the series, all the main characters had to die, right? So, like, they're doing this wartime effort thing, and then, you know, you get really invested in the characters. The characters are striving against adversity. They're, you know, fighting back, and then all of a sudden, dead. Just kills them all, right? And that's how he got the name Kill 'Em All Tamino. And
he killed them all.
Yeah, you fucking would. And, like, you get so invested with these characters, you felt so attached to them, and then all of a sudden your high spirits would instantly just do a 180 and you feel like shit afterwards.
Dude,
but go on.
That was Magic of Madoka for me. Honestly, like the first time I watched it.
I love how, like, if someone's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna watch Madoka, if you watch their Twitter timeline, you can tell exactly when they hit episode 3. You know exactly when they hit episode 3 because they're just like, my world is awful. I hate everything. I regret watching this. Oh, why did that have to happen? It's like, oh, just watched episode 3, huh? Because everybody's favorite, something happens to her in that episode, and everybody loves her, and everybody feels the exact same way.
Out of interest, so Michelle, have you seen Mahou Shoujo Madoka Magica?
No, I haven't. So I
So
know
I
what I'm
tried
going to
not
be
to
doing.
specifically say what happens in that episode.
Okay,
Well,
so
I'll be
I'm
watching it
just
soon.
gonna
I'll be
say-
tweeting, I guess.
Right, I'm just gonna say I fucking hate Madoka Magica.
Okay.
Right, I
Just
What,
ironically,
as-
unironically.
oh, Zeno's ranted about this before. I'm sorry.
Zeno and I notoriously have like pretty opposite tastes in anime.
Oh.
Do we?
Pretty close. Usually the ones that if I say that I'm like really into one, you'll be like, oh no, I hate it, it's trash.
Get out.
Or like vice versa. If I'm like, oh man, Zeno, I'm looking for a good anime to watch. What do you suggest? You always like, you suggest them, and then I get like usually like 2 or 3 episodes in, and I'm like, why the fuck? What do you think?
That's good to know.
just about the only one that I think we've actually agreed on is Tyrannus brought it up in chat, is Berserk.
I've not watched Berserk.
No, surely you have. Wait, no, was it?
Oh.
Hang on.
Wait, you guys agreed
Loz
about
loves Berserk.
liking a Berserk anime?
Loz loves Berserk. I've never seen it.
The manga for Berserk is great, even though it's still not finished after like 30 years. But it's
okay,
manga's
maybe
great.
Maybe I was having that discussion with Loz, and Loz was the one that agreed with me on it.
Yeah, I've never seen it.
As far as I'm concerned, you don't watch Berserk; you read Berserk. I think there are a couple of anime movie OVAs that okay, but for the most part, just read it. just read it. Don't worry too much about the anime. Yeah.
I just put it on because I was bored, and then I got a couple episodes in, and I was like, "Why am I watching this?" Like, why
Especially like the
why did I
most
commit
recent
to this?
CG one is just like, oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've heard that. Though I will say, like, we're talking about the whole melodramatic anime and things like. One of the most melodramatic animes that I have found to date is actually JoJo, right? Because everything is overemphasized, right? Everything is just like gasp,
Oh,
big
yeah.
thing. Oh my god. And a part of me feels that a lot of it came down from the artistic style at the time, but also the fact that JoJo's really detailed, right?
Mhm.
The actual anime itself has so much detail in a single scene. I genuinely feel that a lot of David Productions have done an excellent job with currently the 5 existing parts, but I do feel that some of the melodrama that comes from a lot of anime is there to allow them to sort of like hang on to a specific scene, a specific angle for longer, because it costs a lot of money to make these very highly detailed scenes, right?
Mhm.
I mean, there's also the laughably bad kick from Seven Deadly Sins that I have yet to see myself.
Mhm.
But it's like, how animation, please, animation, please.
Well, I think that like a very important thing which anime like capitalizes on like big time, which is really good because it's a storytelling like device, is that like whenever you tell stories, like this is something that people rag on with like old stories, especially like ancient stories. The older the stories get, the more people get like, well, that cannot have been true. How can you believe such stories? Because that can't have been true. It's like we're so focused on things that can be true, but in a sense, stories that portray things which might be mythical or magical or like out of this world are sometimes even more true than like the reality is, because like for us, like we perceive the world as kind of like a stage, an act. Like we don't see things as like the way they are. We don't perceive every single fact around us. We just see things that we can act with. Like I see this microphone that I can speak in. I can see this camera that I could pick up and like talk to. I can see you guys that I can like interact with and talk to and like have a conversation with. It's like you see the world as like a place where action takes place. So like these things like like especially like in like fighting scenes or stuff like that, when they step forward and like they have this big ass speech in front of each other, and then like they start fighting, and then like they slash each other, and like they stand there for like a minute like talking, and then like one of them falls down and dies. Like, yeah, that's not really reality, is it? But in a sense it's more true than like reality is, because like that sort of moment feels a lot more real when it's done in that way than when it's done like more realistically. And I think that anime really does that like super well, to a point where like I mean I don't know who said it. I think Leo said it in chat, where it's like One Piece is like the most realistic anime ever. It's like I didn't even mind when they were like in Annie's lobby, and they were like cutting up like apartment buildings and like shooting the stories at people. Like I was like, oh yeah, that's fine, that can happen in real life. Where even like when I did like my first bit of like I think it was like boxing or something, like we had to like kick down like the sandbag, and I was like, oh, you know what, I'll just like jump up and kick from the air, and like and then I realized that I don't like hang in the air to like get a kick going. I just jump up and fall down again. I was like, well, that doesn't really work like it does in the animes. But yeah, I really enjoy it. I think it's a great part.
Speaking
Cool.
of how melodramatic JoJo is, if you read the manga, literally every text line ends in an exclamation mark. At least
Ooh.
one. Every single thing. Every bubble, there's at least one exclamation, if not 3. Everything. They're always shouting.
Right. Let's move on to the other question.
Actually, I want to touch
Or
on.
not.
I want to touch on like the melodramaticness of JoJo. Like seriously, like aside from the exclamation marks, it's also like one time like I just like JoJo coming to the Discord and be like, oh my god, I want to do like a really cool weekly Warframe show, and now this entire really cool awesome ass thing is out there, and like he has a really cool channel. So like JoJo is like super melodramatic and super cool. Right, JoJo. Though sometimes not really high quality. Like his camera is a little bit like pixely right now because of Discord.
Wait, hang on.
All right, let's move on.
And it clicks. Right.
Oh, yes. There we go. Look at that. Oh yeah, here we go.
No,
Okay,
it's over. It's
right.
over.
Okay.
Okay.
So, okay. Cthulhu asks, and a bunch of people have actually asked, the same thing. Favorite and least favorite anime. I'm going to change least favorite to most disliked.
Oh boy.
Ooh.
Oh boy, that's the most disliked one is gonna be kind of tough.
Really?
Yeah.
That intrigues me. To me, hands down, fucking School Days. Like,
School Days, yeah, well, yeah, School Days.
I mean,
yeah,
it's where fucking Boat-chan comes from.
That is where Boat-chan. Is that what you were saving that for?
Yeah, like
That's true.
I-
That last episode. Oh boy, that 180 that it does.
Right. So I strongly advise people do not watch School Days.
No,
right?
yeah, I wouldn't recommend it either. Yeah.
Right. It is. I think if memory serves, the premise is it is inspired from a H game, right? Where you pick all of the bad options, right? And that is supposed to be the path for the plot. And I remember when School Days came out, and it was either rated absolute garbage, which is what I rated at. Like I literally rate it 0 out of 5 stars, right? Or people would rate it, by the all 10 episodes, they would rate it 10 out of 10, right? This. Well, no, I mean, like loads of people said that the ending was cathartic, right?
I mean,
no, it's just fucking trash. I watched 11 episodes to get to a 12th one. Like, no, I fucking want that time back.
Yep.
Can I spoil it? Can I spoil it for you guys?
I mean, I already know what happens. It's pretty graphic. I don't know if anybody else plans on watching it. It's old.
You shouldn't. You just shouldn't watch it.
Yeah, I'm not really. It's difficult to say that I would.
Trust me, you wouldn't watch this, Joey.
Yeah.
Like you say that we don't agree on things. Like this is the thing we would.
I feel like if you spoil it, it'll just be like, yeah, you're right. I wouldn't watch that.
Yeah. So spoiler warning. Are you okay for me to spoil it, Michelle?
Yeah, go ahead.
It's also very graphic, so if you're not into super ridiculously graphic shit, then
So basically, the premise is this is a harem anime where the guy bones all the girls.
All of them.
Right? All of them. Right? He is notorious for sleeping around, yet the girls still do it with him. At one point in time, 3 girls turn up at his apartment at the same time. So they get jiggy with it, right? You never see anything happen. I don't think there's any nudity in it either, if memory serves. But regardless of that, it ends with his first girlfriend, who he hadn't slept with, having a mental breakdown and decapitating him.
Yep. Doesn't end there though. It
doesn't just end there.
There's more.
Because it turns out he got the second girlfriend. So he slept with all of them while they were all dating effectively. And apparently the second girlfriend was pregnant. Right?
Yep.
So the first girlfriend also murders her.
Doesn't end there either.
I'm not elaborating any further because I'm pretty sure like that's super demonetization.
Actually,
Right?
don't worry about that. Don't worry about it. We've already been
takes over the harem for herself.
Well, let's just put it this way. After doing that, the second girlfriend wasn't entirely sure that the second one was pregnant. She wasn't sure that she was pregnant. Yeah. So after she's done with her, she has to check. So she checks to make sure. She does some
exploratory surgery, shall we put it?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. It is like the most garbage anime I have ever had the misfortune of being forced to watch. One of my friends just like came over and said, "Oh, you've got to check out School Days. You got to watch School Days. You got to watch," and like literally marathon the whole thing. I wish I could get those 6 hours back.
And the thing is, when she confronts the pregnant one, I think the pregnant one is like, "Oh, well, he wouldn't want you to do this, blah 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 blah." and she takes her school bag, she zips it, and his decapitated head is in there, and she's like, I don't really care.
Yeah.
I don't really care what he would want because ta-da!
Oh my god,
Okay.
it is so goddamn bad.
Yeah, it's
Does
a
that
mean
bad.
your favorite?
That is
Yeah.
my least favorite anime
And-
by far.
Do you want to explain where Boat-chan comes from?
Oh yeah, so apparently, right? Just as they were going to, well, not just as, but shortly before they were going to air the final episode, the events of the last episode happened in real life in Japan, and it it made waves in the news and things like that. So for a good 5 to 10 minutes, there is a picturesque scene of a boat on a lake.
So it's a very picturesque. It's a great shot.
Yep. I think the audio is still intact, but it's like literally they couldn't show what had happened, and the episode effectively just Boat-chan. That's it for the rest of the episode. And it's just like, what the fuck?
That is. So if you ever hear about Boat-chan, school days
That's
ending.
where, yeah.
Right.
I hate that show so much.
Wow.
It's pretty bad. It's pretty
So
bad.
So,
What's your favorite then?
yeah.
Oh, me? Oh, that's
Yeah.
super easy. Okay, who wants to take a guess at what my favorite is?
Your
Go
I
on,
know it. I'm
go
not
on,
gonna
Jojo.
say it.
Go on,
I know it.
Jojo.
I'm not gonna say it.
Go on,
I'm not
Jojo.
gonna say it.
Go on, Jojo. Go on, Jojo. What could it be, Jojo?
Well, you're saying JoJo over and over again, so I'm gonna say
I-
JoJo's Bizarre Adventure.
Screw you.
But
No.
It's
Uh-huh.
the. Sorry, go ahead, Michelle.
I know. It's like there's no doubt in my mind. This is also my favorite anime, and I'm sure your guys' favorite anime too. It is
I'm gonna
by
say screw
far.
you again.
No, it's Cory in the House. Best anime
fuck you.
ever.
Korean Zahausu.
Cory in the
Alright,
House. Best anime ever,
everybody-
isn't it?
Everybody knows that Zeno's favorite anime is Warframe because it inspired the Guyver, which he also really loves the Guyver. But his favorite anime is Warframe because the creators of the Guyver were like, that's his favorite.
Screw you. Yes,
Shit.
it's the Guyver. Like, that's why I have a shelf full of very expensive Guyver models. And I removed my hat to make it easier for you.
I can't. I thought
Oh.
those were all Warframe models.
Oh, it's because Michelle's got the webcams on top.
I couldn't see what those were.
Oh my god, yeah, so the Guyver. I love the Guyver.
Mhm.
MacGyver.
Brilliant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Zeno's favorite. Every time, I swear I hear him mention it just about every day. He's like, "Hey,
Yeah.
the Guyver." The one time that reminds me of this thing that happened in the Guyver. I'm like, "Oh, great, cool."
Yeah, I was. It was so close. I was really worried. I ended up calling Joey at 2 a.m. because I thought I'd missed telling him about the Guyver, so I had to make sure I got it in there for that day.
Wow.
Wow.
I'm joking.
It's happened one time. We were on a call and I accidentally we were on a call on a tablet and I fell asleep and I woke up to him in the middle of the night telling like whispering things about the Guyver into the call. I don't know why Discord didn't disconnect us, but
Anyway, sorry. Yes, you guys. tell-
Actually,
favorite
Joey, that might be like a great remedy if you have like sleep problems. Like you just call up Casino and you're like, "Hey, please tell me about like the Guyver lore," and then you just like put on your headphones and lay down. And it's like, here we go, good night's
Oh
sleep.
my God.
All right, favorite animes. Joey.
Oh yeah, go ahead, Joey.
it's down to what I want out of it. Really. Okay, so I guess honestly, I'm just throwing it out there. All-time favorite anime ever of anything, Kimi no Na wa. There's nothing. There is no piece of animation that is more soothing to me, or more like emotionally stimulating, or it's my favorite of all. And it probably doesn't count because it's just a movie.
Oh, your name.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Have you not seen it? Oh, Zeno, we
No.
gotta watch it together. We can hold hands and cry. It'll be great.
Okay. Okay.
Gross.
To be fair though, I don't watch a lot of anime-based movies because, like, I either want to watch something short because I intend to fall asleep in not too distant period of time, or I've got other shit I need to get on with. So we'll do it. We'll do it bro night. We'll do a bro night, and we'll watch. You know, your
that'll
name.
be great. We'll get snacks. We'll get some pizza, get some jazzercise. It'll be
Bro.
great.
Mhm.
So,
What?
but yeah,
Okay.
but really, it's down to what I want to get, what I want from the anime, I guess, right? I mean, like if I want some like, I don't know, if I want some emotional stimulation and introspection, then I'm probably gonna go watch Steins Gate, and that's probably gonna be like the thing that I'm like the that's usually gonna be like my first go-to.
Mhm.
If it's like action stuff, then honestly, like One Punch Man or like Rise of the Shield Hero, I love Rise of the Shield Hero so much.
Oh,
I love
so
it
good.
much.
It is so good.
That's a damn workout anime, just because you get so mad at everybody that hates him.
Yep.
And the stupid people.
Yeah, Fooly Cooly, I love Fooly Cooly, but honestly, like the older I get, the more I like if I rewatch it, I'm like, this isn't relevant anymore. This isn't. This doesn't. I don't know. It became my favorite when I was younger. I don't know. As far as least favorite, okay. So I know a lot of people. I know a lot of you guys think you know the answer to this. And you would be wrong. My least favorite anime of all time is actually Bo.
Never seen it.
Oh, Bo. Yeah, I've heard
Yeah.
of it. It used to be on Saturday mornings for like WB or something.
Was it really?
Yeah.
But JoJo's would be a second. The memes killed it for me before I ever got a chance to watch it. The memes.
That's fair.
Okay. Right. Michelle, you get the rope. I'll get the axe.
Wait.
Alright,
Hold on.
Jeez.
Hold on. I don't think you guys can hear this. I do think the stream can hear this. I actually have like the ora sound effect from JoJo.
Yeah.
Look, I've seen it because I wanted to. I wanted the.
You'd get into
I
the
was
meme.
interested in the cultural context of it, right? Yeah,
Mhm.
I wanted to educate myself on the JoJo memes, but personally, a lot of the JoJo memes are like at the same tier as that guy that like pulled his T-shirt up over his head in a McDonald's and was screaming like "I'm Pickle Rick!" Like it's the same. It has the same content enjoyment killing properties as that. Like it's same energy for me personally.
Yeah.
It's just it's colored the it's colored my watching experience with JoJo. Maybe I can read the manga and get satisfaction out of it that way. I don't know.
You probably could.
So, by the way, does it like bother you when like I call you JoJo or we're talking about JoJo's bizarre weekly Warframe show?
At this point, it's just a thing that happens. At this point, I'm used to it.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter whether I get upset about it or not, so I might as well just not.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I like
He knows I'll keep doing it.
originally the idea was to like make you like a JoJo character, but like you turn better with like the anime heights that you have right now, and the characters say, hey, it's good. But yeah. Anyway, please, next week we're gonna be doing meme review with Joey Zero. Send me your best JoJo memes.
JoJo with JoJo.
So, DK, is your favorite anime JoJo?
No,
Oh,
it's
it isn't.
not. It's not my least favorite either.
Ooh.
To be fair.
Mm-hmm.
I have come to the realization that my favorite anime of all time is probably Sailor Moon.
Okay.
Because it's a nostalgia trip, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Since that was like the first one I ever watched, I used to watch it before going to school. It's just I could pop in a Sailor Moon DVD right now, and it's like I feel like a little kid again. And it's very specific. It can't be the Japanese one. It can't be the new dubbed one. It has to be the 90s deke dubbed, awful, intolerant Sailor Moon that I watch. It's the only one that's like it acts like an antidepressant. If that's on, like nothing else matters. Everything is great. It's morning as a kid. It's fantastic. So it's terrible by today's standards.
I
gotta
ask DK, which of the Sailor Scouts was your first anime crush? I gotta ask.
It was Lita. It was Sailor Jupiter. Over time, it became Sailor Mercury, though. Over time, I liked Sailor Mercury because she was the only one that actually had a brain in her head. What? Well, it's
Out of
true.
interest.
Like,
Out of interest, did you ever watch the Sailor Moon Abridged series?
No, I've never watched any Abridged series, to be honest with you. I've never
Fair.
seen an Abridged anything. No DBZ Abridged or anything like that.
Is it just like you just don't want to touch it, or?
I never really got into them, and then people would send me clips, and it kind of felt like, you know how Joy was like, oh yeah, the memes kind of killed it for me, and it's just not that enjoyable.
Yeah.
People would all just send me like these clips of like Vegeta reeing or something, and I'd be like, I don't care. I can't. I don't care. But yeah, so Sailor Moon, because it's a nostalgia drug trip for me. But least favorite is probably everything past the first arc of Sword Art. Because when Sword Art first started, I loved it. I was real big into, like, even though it was kind of a ripoff of like dot hack and everything, I was still into it. But once they go into that like fairy anime, it's just like, oh, shoot me, just kill me. I can't.
But my question is, what about the Gun Gale Online art? Right.
GGO actually brought me back into Sword Art.
Yeah.
I was like, this is pretty cool. And I had the highest hopes. I was like, okay, sick. They're going to keep going in GGO because they've established it. They've established characters in it. They've established how the world works. Kirito is still an overpowered bitch, but whatever. It's Sword Art.
Gary
Fine.
Stu, yeah.
If he wants to use a lightsaber in the gun world, fine. Whatever.
Yeah.
Cool. And I was like, so obviously what's going to happen is Kirito's going to go back to the old gang, and he's going to be like, guys, let's transfer over to GGO. I got all this cool stuff. Tournaments, we can do these. We can earn a shitload of cash. It'll be great. And then they go back to the fucking fairy anime MMO again. He goes back to that, and he takes the cute green-haired sniper chick, and she gets turned into a cat girl fairy. And I'm just like, no, I'm out. I'm out. And I haven't watched anything Sword Art Online ever since, and I'm never giving it another chance. You're a disappointment. I expected nothing, and I'm still disappointed.
It's super weird because with Sword Art, like, it starts off really strongly. Like, you know, it's like the whole Rise of the Shield hero where he starts to build up to become something. But then you just get to this point where it's like, I am amazing. I cannot be defeated. My plot senses are tingling. You're going to do something bad to me. I will do something to prevent it. Why? Because plot armor. And
I would argue that even in the beginning, he's still too overpowered for what he is. Like, even when he first logs in, he's still a beta test cheater. He still knows more than everybody else does. He still knows the best route to level up. He still knows how to... he's insufferable. He's an insufferable main character. And his cousin is in love with him, which is weird. That arc is weird.
I am so glad that you brought up Sword Art Online because I was like wondering, like, is it really that bad? But yeah, like, it's my least favorite anime too. Because, like,
oh my god,
2 reasons. Like, first of all, the thing you mentioned, like, goddamn, like, there was so much potential. Like with like the concept of it was fine, and it was like I mean, like, yes, he was a little bit overpowered at the start, but like I was getting into it. It was like one of my first animes after One Piece. I was like, okay, shit, this thing has started. They're like, oh, it's called Sword Art Online. We have this game called Sword Art Online. It's got like 100 levels, which you have to beat until you get to like the end stage. I was like, oh hell yeah! So we're gonna do like an arc on every level, and like maybe he's overpowered now, but in the next level when you have to like beat the level boss, like he's gonna be like he's gonna have to learn, and over time things will like develop and like things will have meaning. It's like no, 5 episodes, like actually no, 2-3 episodes later, down on like level 75 or something, and it's like, oh yeah, we're almost 3/4 of the way done. Oh, let's go fishing. Let's go have some food. Let's go do some dumb filler shit. And I was like, God fucking damn it, what are we doing? And I was like, okay, no, halfway through the season, you thought this thing was called Sword Art Online. Guess what? We beat Sword Art Online. Guess we're gonna go fuck up for the rest of the half of the season. I was like, fucking hell, what did I sign up for? What is this shit? Like, it's so... It just takes it and just throws it away. Second season as well. I watched the second season. I don't know why. The first half, okay, I'm getting into it. I'm kind of okay. I mean, like, the first season was bad, but maybe they learned. No, they didn't. Halfway through, they fuck up their premise again. Like, oh yeah, we're out here. We're gonna go have fun here. It's like, fuck up. Yeah. I fucking hate that. It's like, you could have been so much more, but you just decided to be shit. You decided to be like, I hate it. But part 2, why I hate it is because after Sword Art Online, it was just isekai. isekai.
Oh god, yeah.
Holy, like
Mhm,
Sword Art
yeah.
Online just somehow blew up. A lot of people like liked it,
Yeah.
and then everyone started copying Sword Art Online. Everything was Sword Art Online. Everyone was talking about Sword Art Online, and it wasn't even good. And everyone was like making copies of Sword Art Online, which wasn't even good, and the copies were even more shit. And like all of the season on just became shit. So yeah, I don't like it.
I don't know if you're aware of what the trend was before isekai, which I would arguably say was, it's just high school stuff. It was just like, oh look, it's a show in a high school. Oh look, a thing happens in a high school. Oh my god, the world's coming to the end with zombies and stuff in a high school.
Yep.
And it's like, in all honesty, I will give credit to isekai, to the fact that at least it is a different setting. Like, a lot of them are fantasy based, but some are fantasy based that are just humans. Some are fantasy based with, subhuman species. Some are fantasy based with just like completely different wild, wacky monsters and shit, right?
Yep.
At least it's not a high school.
I gotta be honest with you. After Sword Art Online did actual damage to my like anime viewing pleasure, because there were other anime that came out right after Sword Art. Like I was like, I'm done with Sword Art. And then there were other anime, like there was Log Horizon and Overlord, and I was like, fuck those anime. They remind me of Sword Art. I don't want anything to do with something that reminds me of Sword Art. But they're really good though.
They are.
Like, dude, but they're so good. And I'm like, I'm not watching it. Sword Art can eat my chip.
I just something I'm gonna throw out there. Overlord. Oh god, the CG at the end of season 3 was like so embarrassingly bad. Like it's so bad that like I would feel embarrassed suggesting that someone else watch it, because like at some point they're gonna see that CG and they're gonna be like, is that a what was Joey trying to tell me here? Like what was like it's embarrassingly bad. Anyway.
But like, I mean, we had that with like Dragon Ball Super, which was like embarrassingly bad. Like when it came out, like
they had some embarrassing animation in
like,
Super when it first came out.
Seriously, but no, like, dude, like I was so glad, like the guy you mentioned at the start, Drew, like Giguk. I was watching him too, and like I was saved from like not watching Log Horizon and like Overlord. I would have done the same thing as you, DK, because I was sick and tired of it. But then like Giguk made this video where he's like, so like we have this new anime right here called Log Horizon, which is in a completely new genre. I'd like to call Not Sword Art Online. It's not Sword Art Online. It's fucking not Sword Art Online. It's actually good. I was like, fuck me, I'm gonna watch it. And it was actually good. Like I was watching Log Horizon. I was like, dude, this is this concept, but done well. How great! How refreshing! But like, it really put me off from like anything like isekai related, which was so much that I was like, well, let me go. That was the time I decided right after Sword Art Online. I was like, I'm gonna go watch the entirety of Detective Conan, which is like 900 episodes.
Good luck, yeah.
I'd also sorry, go ahead.
I've got to confess. After the first season of Overlord, I watched a few episodes of the second season of Overlord, got really fucking bored and gave up. And the third season, I got halfway through, got really fucking bored and gave up.
Oof. Oh, but the end of season 2 is so cool, though. It's so cool.
I don't know, because I'm fucking bored.
Actually,
should I just watch the end of season 2? Like on its own.
I'll give you a couple episodes to send you, because it's really like, yeah, I'll give you a couple episodes to watch. I'll be like, okay, start with this one.
Okay, cool.
It's worth it. It'll work.
But it's like I just like I got other shit to be doing, and like this has got nothing to do with what they're doing, and like and then the first half of season 3 is just like lizards. I like lizards and how they make babies. I'm like, what am I watching? I don't understand. And then it's like, was it Einzel Goal? I can't remember what his name is. Like, it's like he has dominated the lizards. They will have babies. And I'm like, what the hell's going on? What am I watching?
You're watching anime.
What's happening there?
You should be proud of it. But like,
I think I put Joey to sleep.
I think you did. You slept him. You slept him. It was super effective. You used lullaby. You put
Okay. Has everyone said their favorite and least favorite?
Yes. Yes, we did.
Before we move on, I just want to point out that there are people out there whose favorite anime is still Sword Art Online. They exist. They're out there. You might know them and have no idea until eventually they just bring it up like it's nothing. Like, my favorite anime is Sword Art Online.
So
but those are bad friends. You don't want to.
Okay, let me just say. Let me just say here, because we do have a bit of an audience. People might be listening to us, and like we were just giving out our opinions. So let me put a little bit of a disclaimer here. If you're out there and you really enjoy Sword Art Online, it's your favorite anime of all time. Like nothing that we say actually has to impact the way that you feel about the anime. Like we're just stating our opinions. I just want you to know that you can very respectfully go and suck it. Because your anime is shit, and it ruined much of anime. And please, maybe the first half was alright, but after that, please no. There's so many more better anime out there that you would really enjoy.
I think what
go watch
Michelle it. Is. I think what Michelle is very not tactfully saying is go watch Rise of the Shield Hero instead.
Oh yeah.
Right. Should we move on to the next question?
Yeah. Yeah, let's move on. Yeah,
yep, that's a good moving on.
Okay, cool. Right. Okay, Scarlet Kingdom asked, what anime genre did you never think you'd be into but ended up really liking?
Sports anime. I didn't think for a second that I would ever like sports anime. Because I played sports in high school, and I was like, why would I watch an anime of it when I played high school sports? Like, what are you gonna do to it to make it more exciting than it already is? And then I watched Kuroko no Basuke, and holy shit, the way they make those powers and shit seem like it's an actual anime fight is out of this world. And I love sports anime now.
Mm-hmm. I can see that. The first sports anime I watched was free, so that was quite an experience. But I mean, the way that they were able to portray the way that sports anime are able to portray like sports regular things and make them actually feel interesting. I can definitely feel that. For me, it was probably Detective Conan, the kind of the first episodes are kind of just oh yeah, it's just a murder case whole thing, and there's no flashy things going on there. It's not shonen powers or whatever. I was like, yeah, well, how would that be fun? And I was watching it, I was like, dude, actually I quite enjoyed it. And even though it's super repetitive and the story never really progresses once for a decade, there's a little bit of lore that comes out, it's still quite enjoyable. And yeah, I especially I really enjoyed because it started in 1996, and the episode would show the date when it was airing. I would love to see the episodes before I was born. I was like, oh my god, it's so cool. I was not around here. Okay, I was around right now. And just seeing technology change. It was it's I could have never explained it to my younger self. Oh yeah, you're gonna watch this series where it's just they're just solving murder cases in regular Japan, and then you're gonna be oh my god, they're still using this old wired cell phone booth. Wow, yeah, I quite like that. I quite enjoyed that, and that's what got me to
old wired cell phone booth.
Yes, that's
I think you mean just a phone booth.
You mean a payphone?
Yeah, payphones. Yeah.
It's an old cell phone booth, you guys.
Yes.
Yeah.
Get on the lingo. Learn the language. That's the official name now. You boomers.
Yeah.
Oh, awesome.
Oh, wow. Okay. See, what genre did I end up liking that I didn't think I'd like? So, I mean, sports anime, sure, yeah. Prince of Stride's probably my favorite. That's a sports anime, right? That counts.
Mm-hmm.
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Prince of Stride. Have you guys? So it's
no, I never heard. Well, no, I haven't heard of it.
Oh, no. You should watch it. It's really good. I think you'd like it. I think you'd like it. Okay. Anyway.
Okay, Drew, don't watch it. You probably won't like it. because Joey likes it. And he
Oh
won't
no,
like it.
I did see a couple episodes of that. That's like the it's like a parkour anime.
Yeah, it's like free running kind of. Yeah.
Yeah, it's got a super
It
cool
was-
aesthetic.
Yeah, I loved it. And I is this a genre? Like, okay, Food Wars, is that a genre? Is that count as a genre? Because
Yeah.
whatever that is, if you
Yeah,
cooking
it's
genre.
Shonen Jump.
Mm,
It's a shonen
no,
jump.
no. That's I wouldn't. I guess no.
Shonen Jump
no.
is basically its own genre.
yeah, but no, like Food Wars is different. Like, would you enjoy watching an anime about people prepping food the entire time and stripping naked as well? But like prepping food the entire time.
No, yeah, that's the thing. Every clip that I had ever seen of it, I was like, this is so stupid, and I will never watch it. And then one day I watched it. Like, it was like Netflix autoplay. Like, started playing it, and I was like, okay, this is actually really cool.
Yeah.
And then I got super into. Okay, who here has like watched Food Wars and then like not? It just immediately got super into cooking, but like.
I could not watch an episode
not a
without
cook
getting
person.
hungry, so I would always watch it around dinner time because otherwise I'd be in trouble. However,
I gotta be honest.
go ahead.
I gotta be honest. I actually watched the first season of Food Wars, really enjoyed it. Felt like really like the carpet swept under me from like just the end of the first season. Watched one episode of the second season and was like, why the fuck did I like this? And just I've never picked it back up.
Yeah.
I was the same way, except I watched season 1. I was really into season 2, and then there was such a long gap
Mhm.
between like season 2 and season 3 that when I started back up, I was like, man, I kind of don't care anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's not bad or
Hang on.
anything. It's like I've moved on. Like I don't have that same connection I used to from like watching it week to week to week because it's been like 3 years. I've grown up. Food Wars. I don't.
Yeah. No,
I don't
I
do
agree.
anymore.
I like I had to go back and rewatch to like figure out what was going on. But actually, like speaking of like the CG that you were talking about in Overlord, Joey, like I had the same problem. Like the animation in Food Wars gets worse over time. So like the first season is really alright, but like getting up to the fourth season, I think I stopped at the fourth season. Like it's literally like the entire episode. It's just panning shots of like panning over the food and then panning over the characters where their mouth moves, and then panning over the food, panning over the reactions where just like it's just like a still image where their mouth moves, and I just couldn't stand it. It was like literally just panning shots of like still characters standing still. I was like, where's the animation? Like, it doesn't need to be like super high quality or something, but like, if all you're gonna give me is panning shots, like, okay, and I'm no longer invested in your story that much, it's like I'm gonna be out because it was like, yeah, this is not really like anime. This is more like animated manga, which is kind of like that's anime, but like not really animated.
Mm-hmm. Since we're talking about cooking anime, everybody should go watch. It's an old anime called Yakitate Japan.
Ooh.
And the premise is the dude's a baker, and he comes with the realization that most countries have their own special type of bread. Every country has a bread that defines them, except Japan. And he has come to terms with he wants to make the most iconic Japanese bread. Now, you need to understand that the word for bread in Japanese is pan. So the whole premise is he wants to make iconic Japanese bread, and he wants to call it Japan. Everybody needs to go watch Yakitate Japan.
I think I remember watching a couple of episodes of it, and it seemed
hilarious.
interesting. Like I never actually fully watched it, but I think that's basically because, like, I out of side topic, right? Out of interest, have you guys ever had like that guy that, you know, maybe it was in school, maybe it was just an online friend or someone that would get way too enthusiastic about a specific anime, right? Like, you know, you could be watching the same show and like he would just get like dial it up to 11 of how engaged he was with whatever you were watching, and just sort of like ruin it for everyone else. Did you ever have that?
I had a friend in grade school. I mean, we didn't watch it with him, but back in the Tenshi Muyo era.
How old is grade school? I don't know.
Let's see. It was probably, I'm trying to think what year of school it would have been. It was probably 6th or 7th grade, maybe a little earlier than that. But everybody was really into Tenchi Muyo, and this dude was really into Ryoko. So much so, like this was like early ass waifu shit, and he was like hardcore addicted to her. Where it was like, it ruined my fandom because he was so awkward and weird about how much he loved her that he would like bring printed pictures of her to school to show everybody, and it was like, yo, I don't like this anime no more. Like I don't feel right about like you admiring her, and like you know, like keeping pictures in his wallet and shit is weird. And I'm just like, nah, dude, you're way too into this waifu shit. Like I don't know where he is now, but I imagine it's no place good.
Anyone else?
I don't think I ever had a friend that was like so well. I think probably I had a friend once that we played Yu-Gi-Oh together a couple of times, and then like he tried pulling a bunch of the bullshit from the show once, and I was like, this is not, we're not friends anymore.
He tried to pull a bunch of bullshit from the show. I love that. I believe in the heart of the cards, Joey.
I remember one game specifically, like it was raining outside and I was winning, and he like took his hand and he like ran over to the door and was like getting ready to like throw the cards out the door, and I was like, what are you doing right now? And he was like, I'm forcing your hand. I was like, I don't think this works the way that you think it does.
Oh my god, that's kind of mental. I'm not gonna lie. What about you, Michelle? Have you had that friend?
I'm kind of wondering because like I only had like one person in like high school that like I figured out was into anime because like I think like we were like talking in philosophy class about like something, and like I just kind of like brought up like something either from Attack on Titan or something like this scenario, and they were like, Attack on Titan, did you see that? And I was like, you watch anime too? But like with my swim team, like most of us were kind of like into like One Piece, and we were kind of like all kind of the same into it, except for one guy who like watched like one episode and thought it was like the entire anime was about like the big woman at the start. I mean, like it was kind of dense anyway. So, but no, like I don't know, like the couple of friends that I had, like I mean, one of them. Like one of my best friends, like he really didn't buy into like the One Piece thing. He was like, yeah, sure, it's not gonna be that great. And then we like forced him down on like a seat, and we told him like, you're not moving until you watch like 3 or 4 episodes. And afterwards, he became a big fan. So I think I'm starting to realize I might be the beard guy. But anyway.
Oh, also, so, again, this is not really. I'm sure this is not what Zeno was talking about, but when I was going to the Art Institute, there were people of every kind. Like there were like a lot. There were like the like goth kids. There were like the kids with like the punk stuff. There were like the really I don't know, like eclectic people. And I'll never forget one time I was in the break area, and they were like had they had a Wii set up, and they were playing Smash, and I was just in there to get a snack or something. But I remember these two people talking. This guy was like flirtatiously talking to this girl about how, like his like really rare like collection of Zoids model kits, and she was like, she was right there for it. She was like, oh yeah, tell me about this like ultra deluxe Liger Zero that you've got, please. And while I was there, I wasn't there for very long. While I was there, the conversation turned into like it moved from, hey, I've got these really cool models, to, hey, do you want to come up to my dorm room later and maybe check out some of those models? And she was like, oh yeah, absolutely. Can we go right now? Like I was
You're making this up.
No, this is dead serious. This is 100% true. I swear to God.
You know what you just did, Joey? You know what you just did? There were a couple of people out there who were like just on the brink of coming back to like, okay, I shouldn't spend my entire life savings on all my models. It's not worth it. I should actually go get a job. I should actually put my life together. And now you've confirmed to them that their obsession is completely legitimate, and it will make them find a successful life partner. I mean, yeah.
It might.
Hey.
It might.
Hey.
You don't
might.
Hey. hey, if it worked for him, I have hope yet.
Yes.
No, you don't. You don't.
Oh yeah.
Look,
Oh,
I-
okay,
I-
fine.
yeah.
Fine.
I'm not saying that to like I'm not saying that to shame these people, by the way, or to like say that anything was going on that it wasn't. But like I was just I don't know. I just remember I remember listening to that conversation go down and thinking like, oh my god, I want to spend the rest of my life in this place. Like this is
Well-
people cannot.
I've got to say, right, first off, I hope that they are happily married and are having the best time of their life and so on and so forth. Like, all my hats to them. God, I'm fucking jealous.
Like it's beautiful if you just find someone that has like the exact interests as you, and you're like, it just clicks like that. That's beautiful. Yeah, wonderful. So yeah, did you have any wacky characters in your life, Drew, that were like super crazed about anime? And you like, let me stay away from that.
Yeah, he was the one that rated School Days as the best fucking thing in the universe.
Oh,
Said Fate Stay Night, the original, was like God's gift to weebs. Like he like I gave up on Fate Stay Night, the original, because like I just got bored. And okay. I think it's common knowledge. What is the rule when it comes to anime? The rule, the one rule.
The one rule? I don't know. For me, I'll give it 3 episodes.
It's the 3-episode rule, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, 3-episode rule. Speed Grapher, really good anime. First 2 episodes, utter trash, right? The rest of it,
Really
freaking
good.
amazing.
Yeah.
Really, really good. Right. I watched 7 episodes of bloody Fate Stay Night. And, he was like, oh, how many episodes you watched? I said 7. You didn't even get to the good part. If he didn't get to the good part by 7 episodes, right, I'm not interested.
Yep, your net's never gonna get good. Yeah.
Right, and that was like this. That was this guy. He was just like, whenever he would bang on about an anime, like I was, nope, don't care, not gonna watch it, don't care.
He just has the hots for Saber.
Oh god,
That's what it
another
was.
one he was like massively into was Tsukihime, which was another Type Moon show as well. And again, Yakute Japan. Like, he was just like, so I just couldn't trust anything he said.
It's an untrustworthy source for sure.
Yeah. Right, I am going to take this to one of Michelle's topics. Unless Michelle wants to drive, I will read it out.
oh,
Do it.
I can
Cool.
pick one. Let's see. Actually,
It's this one. This one.
Yeah.
The one I've got.
yeah, it's no. I don't want to talk about our favorite hentais. We're doing that afterwards. It's gonna Patreon exclusive.
Oh, but
okay.
come on.
No, dude. It's like
I can do that if you want. I have a hilarious.
All right, let's go. Let's go for it.
No,
I have
no,
a
no.
hilarious story that I could keep mostly PG.
I mean, like, if you want to go across that line, this show isn't monetized, so I got no problem with that. Go ahead. We're all ears.
Okay, this is literally the funniest thing ever. So my ex and I, we used to watch dubbed hentai, not for the eroticism, because it is the funniest shit ever. It's the funniest goddamn shit you ever watched in your life. And there was one specifically towards the end of the first episode. Like he's going to town, he's doing his thing on this girl. It's the usual dirty talk. And then out of nowhere, he's like, okay, now I want you to like bark like a dog. And she's like, oh, okay, woof woof and all that. And then, out of nowhere, he's like, okay, now I want you to cluck like a chicken. And she's like, what? He's like, cluck like a chicken. And she starts doing a spot on chicken impression. Like, legit, you can look this up on YouTube, by the way, if you think I'm lying. And she's like, and then he's like, yeah, now like a chicken laying a big fat egg. And she goes insane. She's like, and he finally finishes in her, and This is the final line of that sex scene. He looks and he goes, "Oops, cockadoodle did."
Oh my
And
god!
this is the best part. The guy that says that and all those lines, that is Yami Yugi's voice actor.
Oh no way!
That is Yami Yugi's voice actor. You can look it up. I think his name is Dan Green. Look it up
Oh
on
my
YouTube.
God.
The amount of people that have put like a Yu-Gi-Oh fan animation over this thing is hilarious. And you have got to hear the female doing this chicken impression because she is a spot on chicken. It's
Oh my god!
crazy.
I think he was also one of the officers in the series of Pat Labor. I fucking love Pat Labor. Right?
I always get
Oh my
Pat
God.
Labor and Macross mixed up.
Oh god, no, they're vastly different. Pat Labor is basically police, but with mechs.
Hey, that's what.
Yeah, it's really good. Right.
All right, now on to the
Oh,
actual
God.
topic. Oh boy.
Yeah, please.
Legit. Actually, like DK, do you know more of these like really good ones? Because I kind of need a list right now. This could be like a really cool like meme review kind of video idea. Like just watching like
that
really
was the one that like really stood out to me. I don't remember any other ones off the top of my head.
There's
I
one that-
remember we used to watch like those Cinemax like pseudo porns that aren't really, they like show a little bit of like chest and stuff.
Mhm.
There was one that we could never get over because like there were these three chicks that were like I guess they were supposed to be superheroes, and they all convened in the Fortress of Bustitude. So.
There's actually one that I know where the English dub is so unfathomably horrific. Fuck knows where they got the voice actress from. Like it ended up on YouTube for a while, and all the sex scenes and everything were removed for the YouTube version. It was literally just the English dub of specific scenes, and the voice acting was of the quality. And I'll give you a reenactment. It's like, oh, did you bring 2 lunchboxes today? I was like, what? Another thing, another scene where a girl jumps off a building. the character goes, oh no, she fell. And it's just like,
Yikes.
wow.
Yikes.
Is this what like a $5 budget will give you?
Apparently.
Oh god, it was so
Jesus.
bad.
I love things
Oh,
that get
God.
like so bad that they just start to become good. Like that's so good. Anyway, let's move on to the topic. Okay, so here we go. Anime culture and relevancy over the years. That's kind of like it's not really an article or whatever, but like basically like one thing that I kind of wanted to touch on is for me, like, I've been rather new to anime compared to you guys. Like, I wasn't watching it in the 90s. But one thing that I've noticed is that, like, over the years, especially over the last 10 years, it feels like it's become so much more mainstream. Where, like, first I was watching, like One Piece, and, like, that wasn't really, like, super mainstream compared to before. But, like, I didn't really feel like there was anyone around me that was really watching it. And then all of a sudden, a couple of years later, I went to France, and all of a sudden it was, like, on TV. And I was like, what? They're watching this on TV? But then even more so with like when One Punch Man came out or Attack on Titan, like people that would never watch anime, all of a sudden were like watching One Punch Man and Attack on Titan. And it just felt like the culture, like the community of anime was growing a lot more, especially I think right now also with Netflix and streaming that people are more and more people are getting into it. It's just becoming something where like, hey, you can go out in the street. Well, actually not right now. I wouldn't recommend it. But like, but in a normal time, you can go out in the street and just like walk up to a person. There's like a 50% chance that like if you say like, hey, you watch anime, they'd be like, what the fuck you doing, son? Why are you talking to me? But the other times they're like, oh yeah, hell yeah, I would do it. What's your favorite anime? So yeah, like I think that's a rather interesting thing. Like I only have my perspective, which has been like rather limited. So I was like kind of curious, like how have you guys seen like anime grow over the years? Like was it something that was like commonplace when you like first discovered it? Like were a lot of people like really into anime? Like were there people that like did you even have like a community that you could like hang out with, or was it much more like oh yeah, I'm watching these weird ass Japanese cartoons, and people are like, dude, you're watching cartoons? Like, how old are you?
So when I first got into anime, I lived in Hawaii,
Mhm.
so there's a pretty high population of Asian people there. So everybody was pretty down with anime, like at my school.
Mhm.
So much so that my first anime was Sailor Moon, and I grew to really like Sailor Moon. It had like it was known as being an anime for girls. So if you were a guy at my school and you were like, "Yeah, I love Sailor Moon," you were relentlessly taken out. Like they would relentlessly tease you and make fun of you, and you would be ruined. So like, I literally was a closet Sailor Moon fan for like 10 years. But
Can I
yeah.
ask, how old were you?
Oh God, that must have been 3rd or 4th grade, dude.
Again, I don't have.
So that would have.
Jeez, that was like over 20 years ago.
I don't know how old you are now. You wouldn't tell me.
Well,
just
it's
Joey, help me out here. How old?
1990s.
It would
Doesn't matter. It's a long ass time ago.
10 to 12 ish. 10 to 12
Thank
ish.
you.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
That's fine. That's fine.
Okay. Yeah.
That's fine. I don't need to work out how old you are, right? It's just for context, because like my experience with anime is vastly different. Please continue.
I
Oh,
will also kind of confirm what DK saying. We can go into that later, but yeah. Like,
but yeah, it was if kids at my school knew you were a Sailor Moon fan, it was like you were taken out back to the woodshed, and it was relentless. Like it was like, no, man, I love DBZ and Gundam. No, Sailor Moon. That's no, dude. That's that girly stuff. I would never be into that.
So just to ask, right? Was there anyone that was a guy that openly admitted to liking Sailor Moon?
Oh, of course. That was the example that everybody saw and was like, I ain't dealing with that in my life.
Right.
Yeah.
Oof.
It was relentless too. It was awful. So it was
Kids
like
are fucking brutal.
kids are brutal, dude, you know?
Yeah.
So yeah. Anime was acceptable, but you better like the right anime.
Better like the boy anime. Boys.
You better like the boy. Get a Dragon Ball. Fucking Kakarot, dude.
So
See what Kakarot beat the shit out of Vegeta?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Joey, you
Right.
said that you
Sorry,
had
what?
like a similar experience.
yeah. So when I was also pretty young, I was like 5th or 6th grade, and I was watching the stuff that came on Toonami after I got off school. Sailor Moon was like the first show in that lineup, and I enjoyed a lot of the stuff that was on Toonami at the time. But I also like I liked Sailor Moon, but I remembered like you couldn't like Sailor Moon, like you really couldn't,
Mm-hmm.
because you would get, I mean, you would bodily pain would be inflicted upon you. And I remember one time I was at school and I found a little like Sailor Jupiter chibi, like somebody brought one to school and like left it somewhere, and I was like, yoink. I like I don't know who this is, but they haven't been here for a while, so I'm just gonna yep. But so then I had it, and there was this one guy that I had some classes with, and he saw me with it like a couple of times, and then like at the end of that day, he like he waited until he could approach me privately, and he was like, hey, it's you keeping that? Because that may or may not be mine. And I was like, okay, I'm going to give this back to you. And in exchange, we can have Sailor Moon conversations, but we can't ever tell anybody. And he was like, okay, yeah, sure. But yeah, it was very much the same. It was like, if you're a boy, you better like boy anime.
Mm-hmm.
None of that magical girl stuff. You can't be liking that, because if you do, something's wrong with you. It was very much that.
Actually,
Oh, yeah.
I'm just asking. Were you at that time like living in Hawaii? And by the way, DK, at that time did you like lose a chibi and then you had like this one friend that you could talk to about Sailor Moon? Like, you know?
that never happened. Sorry, that wasn't me. It wasn't me. Joey isn't my long lost childhood friend.
I was not living in Hawaii at the time.
Ah.
I've never lived in Hawaii.
That would have been such a sweet moment. Being like,
Yeah. The reconnecting story. Yeah.
I mean, you're right now.
It's the right Sailor Scout too.
Mm-hmm.
Zen mentioned in chat. Zen mentioned Card Captor Sakura. That was another, or like Card Captors. I think was when it was on WB.
American, yeah.
Card Captors. That was also like I really enjoyed that one. You couldn't talk about it. Like if you did talk about it, then like
I never got into Card Captor.
Well, I think part of the problem with that was the first 8 episodes were completely omitted, and it was heavily censored.
What?
Yeah,
was it?
The English dub back then was heavily censored. So you know that Sakura's older brother is actually gay, right? They removed that entirely from the English dub. Yeah, no, seriously.
No, I don't remember this at all.
Yeah.
That is very similar to what happened.
I'm gonna have to go rewatch this, dude. This is like
a lot of 4Kids stuff had this level of editing and things.
Because like in the 90s, it was such a different time in the 90s where that stuff was deemed unacceptable for children's TV.
Period.
It was or just period. Yeah. Because the 90s were such a different, more intolerant time. Like in Sailor Moon, Zoisite is supposed to be a man, and Zoisite falls in love with Malachite, and they have a same-sex relationship. Not in the Deke dub. In the Deke dub, Zoisite's a female. Also, Sailor Neptune and Sailor Uranus are supposed to have a romantic lesbian relationship. Do they have one in the American one? Nope, we're cousins. So
the other thing is Power Rangers, right? So the Yellow Ranger in Japanese, I can't remember what the Japanese name for it is. The Yellow Ranger is a guy, but in the American one, girl, because yellow is considered a girly color, right? Which is just crap. Like, so I remember
Yellow's
because
considered a girly color.
It was back then, right?
Oh.
Then the what was the Tenchi Muyo? The amount of heavy editing in Tenchi, like Tenchi Muyo is in no way, shape, or form an anime for kids, right?
No,
the amount
it's really
of
not,
the amount of adult jokes in Tenchi Muyo, but it's like, we'll just get that and we'll butcher it so that it's suitable for kids, like Yu-Gi-Oh. They literally removed the guns from all the scenes. So you see like the characters like this. There's like, you're gonna do what I tell you, finger pointing. Like they used to have a gun there, but they removed it. Oh god, is it the first episode or maybe the second episode of One Piece where this little girl is taking onigiri, rice balls, to Zoro, and I'm not calling him Zolo no matter what anyone says, right? They take the rice balls up, and for some strange reason 4Kids change them into cookies, but then when they get smashed, right, they're rice balls again, and then she picks them up and he still eats them, but they're reformed cookies, and it's like, they just honestly, the amount of anime that got heavily censored in the 90s was insane.
I have a super important question. When you say onigiri, do you mean jelly-filled donuts or?
For anyone that's not aware, that was what onigiri was referred to in Pokemon. It was. Yeah, it's like, Brock was just like, oh yeah, have this jelly-filled donut. He's like, no, that's a fucking rice ball.
Yeah, it's a rice ball. I was like, what? That don't look like any jelly ball I've ever seen.
Yeah. Oh, God.
I'm so glad that we have like the internet, so we can like go back, go to like the original Japanese source material and not be like stuck.
Oh God, yeah.
Oh, my
You know,
God.
when I literally got a hold of the American release of Tenchi Muyo for an insane amount of money, it was the unedited version. I didn't know this. It was done by Pioneer, who changed their name. I can't remember what they changed their name to, but when I saw that, so many more jokes just made so much more sense. There's one episode, it's like one part of Tenchi Muyo where Tenchi is in his bedroom with Ryoko, who has basically her blouse undone, and his dad is calling to Tenchi. Tenchi doesn't hear him. His door's open ajar. His father looks through the door and sees that he's in the room with a girl. So his father goes, if I was his mother, I'd make a reason to burst in there and find out what's going on. But as his father, I'll respect his privacy, right? Mere seconds later, in the unedited version, he makes a joke. He's up a ladder outside Tenchi's bedroom with a camcorder, right? Recording what's going on. Basically going like, you know, I may respect his privacy, but I've got to record this moment of his like manhood or whatever. And it's just completely bizarre. And like, and it's hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
But like, again, like the 4Kids would massively edit like the like anime just to make it kid friendly instead of getting the kid friendly anime, which made no sense.
Mm-hmm.
Nope.
So, Drew, what was your experience like with anime? Because you said it was vastly different from what Joey and DK mentioned.
Yeah. So the first exposure to anime that I had was when I was 12 or 13, which was with the Guyver, and no one in my school knew what. Maybe I was older. I can't remember. I know I definitely wasn't 18, which is what the Guyver was rated for, right? You know, just like the blood and gore and everything. Anyway, so when I was in school and things, like no one watched anime in any capacity, right? There was next to none of it on TV. It didn't come out over here until probably like Toonami, I think, kicked off around 98 or 99, right? And you know, we had Dragon Ball Z, Tenchi Muyo, oh god, Gundam Wing, and something else I just cannot remember of. Or maybe it was 2 episodes of Dragon Ball Z and then the other 2. But but like no one in school was interested in anime in any capacity. And there was only one kid I knew that had any interest in anime whatsoever. Like I try to talk to anyone about it and they just whatever. I don't watch cartoons. I watch soap operas. I like adult stuff. And like fucking soap operas, fuck off. But yeah, no, like I was pretty much isolated. The only person that got into anime was my best friend. This was 2001, 2002, something like that, when Sci-Fi over in the UK started airing Evangelion and shit. It may have actually been. No, it may have been a bit earlier than that, but they started airing Evangelion, which he did not give a crap about, but Martian Successor Nadesico, right? And he loved that to no end. And that's when, realistically, I realized that anime wasn't a genre, it was a type of show. And you could actually have comedies as well as horrors and things like that within the anime type.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So yeah, like I was pretty much alone. No one fucking watched anime when I was growing up.
No, like I mean, like similar here. I had my group of friends that were like, we converted them to One Piece, and like we were all watching One Piece. But apart from that, like only me and my cousin were like watching a lot of like series. But no, like, yeah, it's not that big here. Like I tried to get my brother and sister into it, but they were like not really much into it. And then like a couple of weeks ago, my sister was like, I walked into her room and she was watching Netflix. She was watching like anime on Netflix. I was like, "You're watching anime?" She's like, "Yes." I'm like, "Hold on, I got some series for you." So yeah, I'm glad I can share the love and compassion for anime. That being said, like it never really occurred to me that I was missing out on something, because once I got more acquainted online for like YouTube and stuff, then and like I saw more people doing like talking about anime, and like there being like anime channels and communities and people like also talking about it here, and like it was like, oh shit, that's really cool. But before that, it was just like something you enjoyed, but you wouldn't really talk about it because like why would you? It's like, who cares? It's like I'm enjoying a series. That's it. Basically, apart from One Piece, because we would talk about that like every day with like swimming, be like, yeah. So that was me.
Cool. Are there any other points to the topic?
Yeah. Let's see. Let's see. Bada bing, bada boom. I think that like one thing that I'm kind of wondering about, like this is less more so personal opinion, but no, less personal experience, or like personal, like more your opinion. Like I think that we can all say that kind of like anime has become more like has gotten a greater reach. Like people are more interested in it, and like of course that comes with greater benefits, because like hey, anime is more readily available. You can talk to more people about it. Like more anime get made because of it. But do you think that there might be like negative elements to it as well, like the blandness of anime that are being made, because everyone wants to like have a cash cow isekai in the last like decade, because that's what everyone's into since Sword Art Online. Like, do you think that there is like big like negative trends that have occurred because anime has grown so much as compared to like when you started watching it was kind of like a niche thing, or has it just been positive?
I think there's certainly negative stuff. There's no way that there can't be negative side effects, because look at I remember Adventure Time. When Adventure Time first came out, it was this hugely drastic, different type of show where things could be entirely surreal, from Cartoon Network / Warner Brothers, like to the point where the studios started releasing stuff that was vastly off the walls, right? Nickelodeon was doing stuff like this for years. Things like, SpongeBob SquarePants, Rocko's Modern Life, Ren and Stimpy. Like they were doing surreal crap for a while, but then there was always this respect with the different types of shows. So you would get things on Cartoon Network like Cow and Chicken, Dexter's Laboratory, Johnny Bravo. But likewise, you would see things like the Justice League, Batman of the Future, or Batman Beyond in the UK, what's called Teen Titans. But then when Adventure Time came in, it had this huge explosion of attention that you started to see the other shows. Like the one that really creeps me out is Thundercats Raw, right? Thundercats Raw is basically the Teen Titans Go of the Thundercats franchise, and I freaking love the anime adaptation of Thundercats, which was the 2011 re-release. I love that to bits, and I'm super sad that it went through the same hardships of the He-Man reboot, where it's not selling toys, scrap it. Like, no, the DVD sales were through the roof, but you care about the merchandise sales. You've just destroyed something that was amazing. And with things like Thundercats Raw, there is this trend to make everything silly, wacky, zany, and it's all just repeat of the stuff. It's all a Sword Art Online clone, and the same thing can be said for anime. We all recognize that isekai has exploded across Japan. Yeah, there is much more variety in isekai than there is with the high school crap, but it's still there. And I think the problem is that we end up with mundane, monotonous crap that is not worth the time and day. The great thing about anime seasons, typically, I mean, as a big fat weeb with more money than sense, right? One of the good things is that there are more shows in per season in Japan that I do like than, unfortunately, the West. That being said, yes, I do think that there are negative trends in anime due to its popularity.
Okay.
I feel like with how popular anime has gotten, there are Western series that try to copy it and try to be like anime just because of how popular anime has gotten. Like, I don't think I need to go much further than Teen Titans Go. Because that is it's trying so hard to be like some cutesy chibi like anime thing. And granted, regular Teen Titans it had like a little anime flair to it, but Teen Titans Go is just like it's just like, oh, we need to be zany, chibi, cute because like, you know, look how popular that is for anime. Look how popular that is for all these other things. So let's forget this plot line that people like and let's make cutesy anime chibi shit. And I feel like a lot of companies are trying to like grab onto like that sort of niche popularity style of anime just because they think that's the appealing thing.
I think that was something that also plagued Teen Titans Go is that like they were kind of going for like the hype clip thing. It's like oh, let's go viral with like this short little snippet. Like, man, let's make the entire show like short little snippets that might go like viral because they're like very colorful and very like hype and like, look at how cute and insane and crazy this is, and let's forget telling a story, but let's actually like make sure that like little clips of this show get shared on the internet. I think that also had a big impact on it, which is sad. One thing that I think has like I don't know whether this is a real thing that has been influenced by like the more popularization of anime, but I feel that like less and less big shows come out, and I don't know whether it's a good thing or a bad thing. Part of me feels it's like I really like, even though they're like behemoths to get through, things like Naruto, One Piece, whatever, Gintama, like these long running shows, I do respect having a series which is like quite long running because like it can take you through a couple of years. It will have added nostalgia and it will also have like a more detailed storyline. Now what I've found so more often like with newer anime, and I don't know whether it's a trend of the times or whether it's because like everyone just kind of wants to like pump out the next new hit anime and they don't really want to stick with like, oh, let's just like put our money down in like this one series and let's just continue with this IP for like a longer period of time. Is that like you have so many like first seasons of anime and like first seasons of stories, like let's say Tower of God. I sincerely hope that gets to season 2 because if that doesn't, like I think it will, but if it doesn't, like that just like that will make me so fucking sad because that's such a promising anime. And like there's like it just feels like either you're gonna get like really short snippets of like anime stories, which sometimes can be like really enjoyable, or you're gonna get these things which are like setups for like bigger stories, but it's like, oh, here's 12 episodes and who knows where it's gonna continue. And like I just really hate that when like I have these anime where it's like, okay, this is a really cool story, I'm super invested into it, I can't wait, and it's over and like it's never gonna return. And I like why like it just feels like it's like they're shooting things in the dark and like, okay, let's create and unless it really massively catches on, we're not gonna continue with it. And I think that's more trend of the times. Like even things that really catch on like Food Wars and One Punch Man, like even they take really long to be made again later on, even though like they're probably not like the best like comparison materials, but still it's like I feel like one thing where the popularity might have like diminished the like with anime is like we don't really get that many new long running series.
I will say as a counterpoint to that, personally I really prefer shorter running series, and I find that the very long running shonen to be like a lot harder to get into. Just because I don't have the time. I don't have the time to just like, okay, well, I'm what am I gonna do for these next couple of weeks? I don't know. Get caught up, or
Yeah.
do something, I don't know, get some other stuff done that I really want to. So my preference is for shorter running series because, and another reason for that is that they're harder to mess up.
Yeah.
Like if you're going to sit down and you're going to watch through all of Bleach, you will skip seasons. There are arcs that you're going to be like, I don't even want to watch this. Let's just get to the next.
I've given up. Yep.
And I mean, same for like every like super long running shonen is like that, probably except for One Piece. I don't think I know a single person that's like, oh, I'm just gonna skip this season or this arc or whatever. I haven't watched a whole lot of One Piece for the reasons that I'm going into now. But I like 10 times out of 10, every single time, I would prefer to watch a short series that is well done. It's like all neat and tidy and wrapped up in a bow, and it's like that's it is a complete product, as opposed to watching one very, very long series where I've got to skip stuff, or where it's just it's got more filler than I can handle, or like I'm also I'm like, some people play games, they're very sensitive to bugs, and whereas other people are less sensitive to bugs. But like some people, if they encounter like one bug, that's like my game experience is ruined. Some people are like that with filler too. Myself included. I'm like, I've got a very low filler tolerance.
I mean, I very much agree with you, especially as I'm getting older. It's easier to watch like short things. However, like the thing is, like I got no problem with there being short anime, which is like the story is being told from episode 1 to 12 or 1 to 24. But like the thing that you find is like most of like I wouldn't say, well, actually it feels like most of the new anime that are coming out is like you get to like episode 1 to 12 or 1 to 24, and then it's like, okay, we gave you a setup, we rounded off the first arc, but there's also like 90% of the things we haven't told you about, and who knows, that might be in season 2. Like Tower of God right here. Tower of God is not done. There's so much more source material, and there's so much more that needs to be explored. Like, we've just had the tip. We've just received the tip of the iceberg, and there's so much more. That is not a 13-episode anime. Yes, just the tip. That's not a 13-episode anime. But, like you get so many of them. You get so many of them where it's, like, 12 to 24 episodes, and, like, you get to the end, it's like, okay, I want more, and, like, who knows where there's going to be more. And someone's do really good and someone's don't. And like let's say like One Punch Man, that would have been completely fine being like one season. I mean, it got so popular they made a second season, which I don't know how good that is compared to the first one, but that's fine. It's like a first season. But like Tower of God needs a second season, because otherwise I'm just gonna be mad. I'm gonna be really mad, because that's like so good.
I think one of the things that why there's so many like, oh, it's 1 to 12 or 1 to 24 is because a lot of anime is a gamble. If it's like an indie anime that doesn't have source material, doesn't have a manga, it is a huge gamble as to if it's going to take off, because it's expensive to make anime. So like, look, we're going to set up 1 to 12. If it takes off from there, great, we can make more stuff. But that's a big, expensive gamble, and we don't know if we can actually make another season. Something like One Punch Man, I'm pretty sure right out the outset they knew that was going to be a success, because it already had a manga. Manga was super popular. My Hero Academia was the same way. Ridiculously popular manga. There's no way that anime isn't going to succeed. So that's not so much of a gamble. So I think that's why you get a lot of like 1 to 12s, 1 to 24. It only lasts one season because it was a gamble, didn't pay off. Cut your losses. But as far as like a short and long anime go, I don't mind. It depends on when I got into the anime. Like if I started at episode 1 with like Black Clover, and I've been watching it week to week to week to week, it doesn't feel so bad because it's just week to week. But if I get into Black Clover and it's like I'm on episode 1 and I have 174 episodes to get into, nope, it's not gonna happen. But if I've been with it week to week every week, it's fine, because it's not so bad to keep up with it.
I agree with that sentiment, but also the big thing for me when it comes to any show, be it Eastern or Western, it's about the pacing. Right?
Oh yeah.
Like I gave up on Game of Thrones because I couldn't give a flying fuck about Arya Stark going through the fucking fields of Westeros for an entire fucking season. Just give me fucking Daenerys Targaryen, right? Oh, what's that? She wasn't in the entirety of the second season because fuck knows why. It's like, oh, but you're gotta have fucking Arya going through a goddamn field. Like it's there are so many, and this goes the same with, especially with anime and things. There's a relatively recent anime that I can't remember the name, but it got nicknamed Milfisekai.
Oh, I've heard
Right?
about that.
Yeah, and it is the slowest, most generic isekai bullshit out there.
Oof.
Right? There's so many there's so many shows that are coming out that the pacing is so slow. Yet you watch something like oh god, High School Double D or One Punch Man or God, trying to think of something else that's Data Live. Again, so much happens, right? Again, another bit like Birdie the Mighty Decode, the first season, so much happens. You begin to wonder, like, Christ, is this only the second episode? Right?
Yep.
But then you watch the filler seasons and like they're just repeating the same actions because all they're doing is biding time for shit to happen, because otherwise they're just going to run out of plot so damn quickly. Look at the I gave up on the first filler season of Bleach because it was just like, oh yeah, we can't have Ishida, get used by bad guys to do things. We gotta protect Ishida. We gotta protect Ishida. We gotta protect Ishida for like, I don't know, 50 episodes. And then when they've got like 10 left, it's like, oh, Ishida just does the thing that they want. I'm like, why the fuck did I just watch the last 50 episodes? Right? And again, like if you watch something like the Umbrella Academy, which is getting a second season in just a couple of days, like the first season is really, really well paced. I am hesitant to see what happens with the second season because it could turn out to be another Chilling Tales of Sabrina the Witch, because the first season, flawless, brilliant, amazing. Second season, repeat of the first season. I don't care to watch the first season again. I want continuation. I want plot. Right?
Yeah.
No,
and so...
Oh, go ahead. Good. Oh, I was going to say, it's tough for me to criticize filler arcs in anime, because sometimes they're necessary. Because, say, you got something like Full Metal Alchemist. It has a source material in manga, and at some point, the anime is moving so fast, it catches up, and there's no more manga. And so they're left with the really awkward decision of, do we go our own route and have the anime divert in a way that is not accurate to the manga, or do we make this really awkward filler arc, not actually divert from the plot and wait for the next episode of the manga and then continue the story? So I still hate filler. I understand it, but it's almost like a necessary evil if you want it to be like accurate to the source material.
It depends on how it's done. Like in One Piece, up to like the last couple of months or last year, I've been kind of fine with it, because most of the time, like the way they would do it is they would like One Piece had this structure where like between arcs they would like kind of like sail the sea between islands. So like the filler arcs would just be like them having like goofing around in the sea, and like I quite enjoyed these arcs, like these filler arcs, because it was just like dumb fun, and sometimes dumb fun can just be dumb fun. But I really did not like them in Bleach and Naruto, because they would literally be put like in the middle of the action. Like you would be getting up to the climax of like the most important fight that the arc had been building to, and I was like, oh, here we go, start a brand new arc. It's like, why can't you just not like finish this thing and then like then do the filler arc? Like I really hate it when it's just like disruptive right in there. Like if you can put it in there like seamlessly, like I'm all down with it. Also, I'm super down with you like putting the anime down for like a couple of weeks. Like the last big issue that I had with like One Piece was like they had like a fight that like was like the Frieza fight that took like forever. Like
Yeah.
that took so many goddamn weeks for that fight to be over, and everyone like you knew what was gonna happen, and you knew exactly how the fight was gonna go. And it was just like sitting and waiting. I just fucking hate that. I'm like, dude, just cut the anime for like 4 weeks. I don't mind, and then like make a good episode out of it because I was like excruciating. Like, "Ugh."
I've got the answer, right? The anime, so the manga is made, the anime begins production, eventually the anime catches up with the manga, right? Here's the answer. Once it catches up, you get to the end of that season, and then you do it Fate style. You do season 2A, season 2B, season 2C, where it's just like 2A is like, okay, let's go our own route, and then 2B is like, okay, well the source material has been released, so let's go ahead and let's stay true to that. But you do it Fate style, where it's like it's kind of a C-way kind of anime release.
I didn't realize that Fate
really
did
cool.
that. I didn't realize that was the thing that they did.
No. So Fate is it's what it's. I've never played the actual game that it's based on, but it's based on
A visual novel.
Like yeah. And different Fate series are some different Fate series are based on different routes you can go in the game.
There's only there's 2 and a movie.
There's 3. What are you talking about? The
So there's Fate Stay Night, Unlimited Blade Works. They're 2 separate paths. They're not. I thought there were one was a remake of the other, but they're 2 separate paths.
Yep.
And the movie, which I can't remember the name of.
Oh, okay.
Well, I can't remember what the fuck the movie's called.
I don't remember it either.
But Fate, unless you're referring to Fate Zero is before Fate Stay Night.
I wasn't talking about Fate Zero. I love.
What are you talking about?
But I wasn't talking about Fate Zero. No, there
Fate
are
Zero's
3.
so good.
Heaven's Feel, was that it?
That's the one. Heaven's Field's the movie that is the. Thank you, person that said that. Appreciated. But the Heaven's Field is one of the other paths of Fate Stay Night.
Because I guess that's kind of what Full Metal Alchemist did. Because the original Full Metal, it went off on its own little path. Because shit, we ran out of time. The manga's not going to come out for a while. Let's just go our own way. And then Brotherhood comes.
Do you know what they did with? Do you know what they did with Full Metal Alchemist?
What's that?
Right, they did. They started production of the anime when there was only 2 volumes of the fucking manga.
No.
Right? Yeah, because they thought they could fucking bodge it themselves.
Wow.
Right? Anyone that is like, I knew loads of this was something that I never understood, which was like the hype of some shows. Like there was another one which was Hellsing, right? Compared to Hellsing Ultimate. I never understood what was the fucking hype between with Full Metal Alchemist, the first one, and Hellsing, both of which ran out of source material really, really fast, right? Because they did it really, really early on in the manga. When Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood came out, I don't think there's any question in anyone's mind that Brotherhood is leagues better.
Leagues better
than the original. Out of interest, I'm just going to back. Joey, have you seen FMA Brotherhood?
Oh yeah.
Okay, good.
Yeah,
it's on my the last season is on my list of things that I rewatch like at least once a year.
Yeah.
Soul Eater was another unfortunate one where they ran out of material and they went off in some weird ass direction. But the manga is so good. Oh my god,
really?
The ending to the manga is so much better than the anime.
Oh god, Rosaria to Vampire, right? That was another one that they ran out of material. Like they did the first volume of the manga and then they ran out of material. And basically that was another harem show where basically it was a dumbass male protagonist that was but like in the manga she turns him into a vampire, right? And he becomes super badass awesome and ends up protecting the girls from like all sorts of weird and wonderful nasty shit. Like Rosario to Vampire is fucking amazing as a manga, but the anime was just trash.
Wow. Yeah, I can't imagine trying to make an anime off of like, oh yeah, there's only 2 volumes out. We got this, dude. We can keep up.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, we
Yeah.
can keep this pace. We
That's
see where they're going.
crazy.
We know how to do this. Yeah.
Can you imagine how that must like feel if you're like the author of like the manga or the light novel and like so some like douchey ashy filmmaker comes around and says like, oh yeah, I've read 2 chapters of your work. I can see exactly what you're doing. I can see exactly where you're going. Every single plot line, I've already figured it out. I'm gonna make it. Don't worry, you don't even have to make. I'm just gonna make the anime for you. You're gonna know. I'm just gonna do it exactly the way you do it, and then he goes up and fucks it up, and that's the only thing that people will like realize that like that's like a lot of people will discover the anime be like, oh well, that was kind of a shitty story. Well, I guess the manga isn't that good, and you're just sitting there with like your manga and like, but it's actually good.
Just what he's discussing, by the way, I think is the cultural equivalent of like somebody watching the Death Note movie on Netflix and thinking that is a realistic representation of the anime.
Oh boy, yeah,
The
that's
Dragon
I think that's pretty
extreme.
equivalent.
Yeah.
Or the Dragon Ball
Saying like,
movie.
well, why would I want to watch Death Note? I saw the movie on Netflix and it wasn't like.
Can-
I think that's.
Can I just?
I know. Sorry.
What was I gonna ask?
No, I thought you were gonna say something about how we have opposite tastes in anime a lot of the time.
No, I was just gonna check who here likes Death Note.
I do.
Season
The
1.
anime? Yeah, the anime was
I like.
alright,
I like
guess.
season 1.
I didn't finish it, but
Me and DK. That's all I'm gonna say. Me and DK.
So okay, so like
it's alright.
so like that's also why I put out a tweet today saying that like I should change my name to Joey. So then we have the Joey camp and we have the Drew camp, and we can be in balance as all things should be.
I'm wondering how many people are gonna understand that though.
I mean, hey, we're like I don't know, like 3 hours into the podcast. If they're listening now, like, hey, you're in on like this small little circle that will understand this joke. Like the tweet.
No,
like,
you haven't explained it.
Well, what do I need to explain? I say we have a Joey camp, we have a Drew camp.
Right, and why is it a Drew camp?
Well, I figured. Okay, so. Okay. Hold on. If we want to get specific, so if you are into this podcast for 3 hours long, you should actually also go out to 10 o'clock. Just like go all the way down, because like this is where this lore comes into play, and go to like the very first 10 o'clock that DK is on as a guest, because that is where the lore starts. Where it's like, I think Lost is like, oh hey Drew, we have a bit of a problem here because DK is also Drew. So who do I speak to now? So that is where that lore comes from, and you should definitely check out that episode because I figured you guys will know that. You should watch 10 o'clock.
Yeah, you should.
Isn't that right, Drew?
Right. Okay. Fine.
Oh,
As
and
long
by
as
the
it's
way-
now been explained.
By the way, Joey, like you might be wondering, this guy right here has a channel called Joey Zero. It's not JoJo, as like we often tend to say. It's Joey. So I figured
Go ahead,
Joey,
just
Drew.
Just call it JoJo. Everybody calls it JoJo.
Wait,
just call
wait.
it JoJo.
No. You okay? So you'll be Joe, and I'll be Joe, and then we'll be JoJo together. How about that?
That face.
That's a
Oh
great
my
idea. There you go.
Right. Okay.
So what's the next topic again?
Yeah. So let's. I think if you guys are alright with this, I'll ask a couple more questions, and then we'll round off for the day. Yeah.
Mhm.
The
Yeah,
episode.
that's good.
Sure.
Cool. Right. Okay. So. God damn it! I did actually find the one I wanted to ask.
So
right, I've already asked.
so who's
Go
your
on.
favorite waifu?
Sailor Mercury.
Okay. Joey.
Chi from Chobits. She stimulates me intellectually. There-
Well, I mean, you know how to turn that robot on, right?
Oh my god.
I don't know. I don't really.
I mean, you know where the on switch is, right, man? I mean,
really. Oh. Yeah, I guess
yeah, man.
I forgot about where the on switch was. Okay.
Joe, you can't forget that, man.
I actually did. Look, I mean, I don't know. I don't really.
Okay, so question.
It's the same way you turn on a regular woman, right?
I'm not a waifuer.
All right. Okay.
Not
So
waifu.
Okay, so guys, now that you're here, so many hours into the podcast, I'd like to invite you all in like half a year's time, once this entire thing blows over, we're gonna invite you to the very first episode recorded live of Let's Find Joey a Waifu. It will be a live game show with DK and Drew and me as hosts, and we're gonna find Joey the best waifu, and you can join in and send your submissions, and like Joey will leave that show as a happy waifu. I don't know. Does that sound like an idea?
Because I can see the concern on Joey's face. Like,
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure he's lying and joking, but I'm too concerned that this could actually happen. Followed by,
okay, so
nah.
like we'll probably like we can probably make a slogan like you won't have a waifu without your waifu, and then like
Oh my god.
So what was that
Making this a
question you
thing.
had, Zeno? What,
Right, okay, the question I have from Chardan, Sierra Vitriol, right?
Nice, yeah.
Anime you hope will ever appear, be it based on an existing IP or concept you would like to see animated. So basically, like, what anime would you like to see? Be it like a second season, something you've read in a manga, so on and so forth.
Wait. So does it have to be an existing anime that hasn't?
No. You could. It could be like you've read a manga, hasn't got an anime adaptation. You want it to have an anime adaptation, or it could be, oh yeah, I want a season 2 of whatever.
I always wanted a season 2 of Angel Beats.
Really?
Really, because the end of Angel Beats left a giant gaping hole in my chest. It was sad, and I hated the way it ended. It was bittersweet, and I wanted more from like all the characters, because I got super invested in all of them, and then for it to end that way, I was just like, oh dude, this can't. That shit stuck with me for like 2 or 3 weeks after it ended. I was like, I need more of this IP in my life, and I can't. Also, I have dubbed Angel Beats. I call it Slice of Afterlife.
Ooh.
Huh?
Oh, that's good. Good.
I know. Yeah.
Jojo?
I gotta think about this. I gotta think about it.
Well, I was addressing both of you.
Oh no, we're actually going now. Kill it with fire.
So like there have been so many, like there have for sure been anime where I've just been like so effed up by like them ending and like not continuing on. I just can't recall them right now. Like I mean, like the latest ones that like have been coming out where I'm like, I need a continuation on this, is like, but like most of them already have like their, I think, seasons confirmed. But like I mean, Tower of God, like I don't know if that's confirmed yet, but it needs a second season. If that's not out there, like I'm gonna be mad. I already said that. But yeah, like, oh god.
I mean, if you want, I can say mine just to give you time.
I mean, if yours is gonna be like Sword Art Online season 3, then I'm just gonna end the stream.
Fuck off. Fuck off. Right. So, obviously, I would love a second or a continuation of the bio-boosted armor Guyver series, the 2005 series. Because,
no kidding.
Yeah, no shit. But the problem is that the author has gone on another fucking hiatus.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm not gonna say that one.
So he's got Berserk syndrome.
Possibly. I'm not entirely sure. He's already gone on one hiatus before for years.
The Berserk author goes on years hiatuses, and everyone's like, I think Berserk is over, but it didn't actually end, and I guess he's on hiatus, but it's been 6 years.
So another series that I really, really like that's on Netflix is Asterisk Wars. War. Sorry.
Oh,
singular
that's
war.
so old school.
It's old. It's really good, right?
The
And I'm
fight
sad
scenes
that
in
it
that
never
are
got
really
continued.
good.
Yes. Yeah, they're really, really well done. The characters are nicely fleshed out. I feel that the main male protagonist could have a bit more to him, but I think the problem was that that's what they were going to do in the second season, but it never got one.
Is that on
Moving on.
Netflix?
Yes, it's on. Well, it's at least on UK Netflix.
I'm literally looking right now because I need to know. Because I used to love Asterisk War.
I can't envision that ever getting a second season. Moving on from that, I would go with Rise of the Shield Hero, but I'm damn well sure that that's going to get a second season.
Yeah, there's no way it doesn't.
Right. So the one series I desperately want a second season for, the one series, whenever this is brought up on April 1st, I always fucking fall for. I want a second season of No Game, No Life.
Yes.
I fucking need a second season of that. It's so good. That you know how Joey was talking about, like, oh, this is a show that shows that I could rewatch, so on and so forth. Like No Game, No Life, I could rewatch easily.
Entirely, dude. Dude, that. Oh my god. Like, yeah, that's exactly like. I really, really, really enjoyed that show, and I was like, it was like it had such a premise and like getting good. Like the first arc was done. It was like 12 more to go or whatever, and I was like, nope, nothing. And like, I really hope, yes, number one on my list. Please get me that. Yes, I agree. Joey,
isn't it just Joe?
Dude,
I mean, my average Joey. That's my little Joe, Joey.
I honestly don't
Moving
have
on.
an answer for this.
Really?
I think probably the thing that there's not really any series in particular that there's not really, so there's no series that I enjoy that I would trust a studio not to mess up enough that if they've said like, hey, we're not making anything else in this series or whatever, this is an IP, this box is closed, there's no more content here, let's do other stuff. There's nothing in that closed box that I think I would probably trust any studio to like, hey, guess what? The story continues. And on the flip side, I mean, like, I don't really, there's not a lot of stuff out there that I like. I don't know. I can't think of any like IPs or anything that would be like enriched by having more animation behind them. Like if you tack another season onto the end of Bleach, it's like what even is that?
Isn't there actually going to be another season of Bleach?
No.
Please no.
No.
I think there is, isn't there? Like,
Yeah,
there's
there needs to
I think
be.
there is.
Yeah,
Stop giving me nightmare fuel.
No, but there
Okay.
needs to be like literally they cut it off right after like a time skip, and like the manga went on, but the anime never did. But like the anime kind of already introduced everyone. Like
The problem with Bleach was there was no limits, right? Like Ichigo could just, I want to be more powerful. I'm more powerful now. I'll kill you now.
Yeah,
And that was it.
Bleach is slated to return with his new anime in 2021.
oh shit.
The current timeline
Wow.
says the series will return with an anime adaptation of the 1,000-year Blood War arc.
Okay.
God. We just
Oh boy.
See, I knew I heard Bleach was coming back.
Hey,
damn
I'm not
you,
complaining.
why you ruin, yeah.
So I think if you were to twist my arm and tell me I had to come up with an answer, what I want a very short series, like 6 episodes, 12 episodes, just something very short, where literally every episode builds up to some like mind-blowing, like nothing else in the episode is like what you thought it was. You know, like at the end of the first episode, it turns out the whole episode is taking place in a game, and for the rest of the series, we're going to be following the guy that was playing this character, right? And then at the end of episode 2, it's like, psych, he was in a coma, and that was a dream for the whole episode. Just every episode is just like a complete like one of the they pull one of those like mind-blowing kind of things, but they do it well. They do it.
So Infinite Dendrogram. I'm joking. It's not the same. It's not the same. It's very similar to what you've just proposed, but it's not the same.
Actually, like
the end of
I
the end of episode 3. Everything's taking place in our world in the future.
Actually, like, I came across a video today, which actually, like, okay, so that will probably be my submission for like this needs to be turned into like an anime, or like an animated show, like that. I came across a video of like an animator who used to work with Filthy Frank, and apparently like they were in contact with Adult Swim to like adopt Filthy Frank to Adult Swim, but that never really worked out. Like, could you imagine like how fun that would have been, like if they just were able to like adopt that into like something for Adult Swim and like that series continued? Because I do feel it's like a part of YouTube history that like makes me feel sad that those days are gone, and it's just like
that would have done so much. That would have done so
Mhm.
much. Anyway, but yeah, Zen gets it. Anime, but every episode is a finale.
yeah.
That's what I want. What I would like to see animated. That and more Mountain Dew anime intro remix with like Snoop Dogg instead. That's
Right.
not an anime, but it could be.
Okay. And then the last question to round off this lovely, amazing. I don't know how long we've been going.
3 hours, 27 minutes, 33 seconds.
Jeez.
Says I'm in the Twitch chat now.
Actually, no, we've been going on for longer because like we were in for like 40 minutes and then the stream fell out. So like I think we've been going on for like 3 hours and 25 minutes.
Technically, the stream never cut. It just went to that little disconnecting screen thingamadoodle. So yeah.
Did it?
Because I think we started at like 7 p.m. our time. It's now 10:26.
No, like,
so I think
my OBS is on like 2:48 as well. So like my OBS definitely restarted its timer.
So Twitch has this thing where even if OBS disconnects, it gives you 90 seconds to get back in and get reconnected before it literally cuts your stream off.
That's it. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So
I don't know if we made that though, but we'll see.
Right.
Anyway,
so last question, right? From Nick Evans. If each of you could recommend a series that you feel certain the other hosts have not seen, what would it be? Right? Now, I'm happy to give you guys time to think because I know what my series is. And to be honest, I was really surprised how much I actually enjoyed this series. So, the one that I am going to recommend, and I'm actually going to shove it in Twitch chat as well, is Magical Girl Spec Ops Asuka.
What is this?
It is a magical girl show where literally they have militarized magical girls, right?
Okay.
Because and each I think like several countries have a magical girl, right? So it's like I think Japan has 2, Russia has 1, America has 1, China has 1, and I think this came out the fall of last year. Yeah, it came out winter 2019, and honestly, I loved this. Right, I did not think I would enjoy like magical girl shows until I saw this, and it's such a different take on the genre where they actually have to fight like terrorists and shit like this. It's and it's like, what if you were to give like a military force behind this trump card magical girl? Honestly, it's a really good series, and I strongly recommend people to check it out.
Oh man, one that I think none of you have seen. I will say I'm gonna go with I think it's School Live, and I don't want to say too much about it because it has one of the biggest twists at the end I have ever seen in anime that I was never expecting. It starts out as a sort of like, oh, I'm a happy, pink-haired anime girl, super typical. Oh, I'm a bit of a dunce. Oh, I really love going to school. I really love all my friends and all my classes. And it takes the hardest fucking 180 at the end of that first episode. So I'm gonna say school. I think it's School Live because they live at school.
Mhm.
Because I have never been that like it settles you in to like, oh, it's just gonna be a slice of life, no big deal, and then it just fucking annihilates your brain. So yeah, School
Okay.
Live. Let me see if I can find a link to it. But don't read anything about it. Every synopsis of it ruins
Watch it.
Okay,
Right. Okay.
just watch it. God, like I don't know if like I feel like everything that I have on my list, like you guys must have watched.
That's okay. Even if we've seen it, you should still tell us.
And there are like some which I'm like, you may not have seen it, and like I remember me really enjoying it, but I like that's been like 4 years, and I don't know why I enjoyed it that much. I would have to like rewatch it, but like I know I really enjoyed it. Damn.
Joey, you able to chime in?
I'm thinking. I'm also checking my anime list.
Me too.
I was thinking about bringing up my anime list too, but I don't know. I'll see if I'll bring it up as well and see if I can come up with a filler one that maybe. Oh god,
Yeah,
now I'm gonna have to try and remember what my anime list password is.
Oh god, dude, me too. Like seriously.
This is bad. Literally, I made my anime list back before I used DKDiamantes as a
Me too.
moniker.
Dude, like
You use DKDiamantes too?
no, but like I used it like way back before before like all this stuff. So like I had it just for like my friends and stuff. So like I came back to it like having not used it for like 4 years or something, like just like a month ago. So I was like, what the fuck is my password? What the fuck's my username again? I had no idea.
I literally had to send. I haven't used it in so long. They were like, we need to send you an email to make sure you're the right person because you haven't used your account in so long that we're not sure we should give it to you.
All right, so probably one which I recently like watched and really enjoyed, but like I don't know whether you guys haven't seen this yet. But I really enjoyed God Eater. Have you guys seen that one?
Yeah. I haven't seen the anime. I played the game. Love the game.
Oh, I really enjoyed God Eater up until the point where they turned around and said like, yeah, the last 2 episodes are gonna come like 9 months time, and I was just like, what? Yeah, like something happened, and yeah.
Yeah, so like I had a friend over who was like really recommending God Eater to me, and like he said like the games are really fun, you should play it. So like I watched the anime and I really enjoyed it, and then I got like God Eater for the PlayStation Vita. And seriously, like if you don't have a Vita, get a Vita. It's really good. Get Persona 4 Golden on that. That's like the best gaming experience you'll ever have. And then like get God
Eater.
Eater.
Just get it on Steam.
Yeah, but like no. Actually, I'm gonna object because getting it on the Vita is way better. Because like the Vita is a way better experience because you can take it with you. You can walk around with it. You can never you can take it to the toilet, take it shit. You don't have to be disconnected from Persona 4 ever again.
That's true. You don't. That's true.
Yeah.
Fair
so.
enough.
But like, if you get God Eater for like the PlayStation Vita, like God Eater 2, they also include a free digital download for God Eater 1. So like, you get both games. It's like $30 or something. It's like a really good deal. Not sponsored, by the way. Could be sponsored. But anyway, like the setting of God Eater is basically like this. There's like apocalypse type scenario where like there are these monsters which are made up of like special cells that like these monsters like consume all life and consume all humans. If you kill them, like they'll grow up again, and like it's like humanity trying to survive. It's like your basic standard apocalypse type scenario, and then like you have like a protagonist that comes in and like he's really good at fighting. And for the first few episodes I was watching, I was like, yeah, it's alright, but it's like really rushing for the story beats. Like most of the shit is not deserved. Most of the shit, like, oh yeah, he comes through it, and it's like such an emotional moment. You're like, why is this emotional? It's like I barely know this person. But then like the story goes on, and like it goes on, and like it goes so much more in depth than I'd ever expected. And like it just started to fill in things where I was like, oh, okay, so that's what it means. That's what it means. And at the end, it just had like a big impact on me. That was like, I'm gonna buy the game. And the game itself was a lot of fun, even on a handheld, because like I mean, like it's a PSP era game on a PS Vita. It's like really good actually. But like the story in the game is not quite as good as like it is in like the anime. So like it's a 13 episode anime. It's like a really quick watch, but it's quite enjoyable. So yeah, I'll probably cite God Eater.
Excuse me.
So Joey, what's yours?
Okay. So again, I'm pretty sure that you guys have seen most of the stuff that I would suggest, but
You don't know that.
You don't know that.
Going with the weird one out of the gate here. Have you guys seen Mushishi?
Yes.
No.
I haven't
Mushishi's
actually.
great. Oh my
Fucking
god.
love that show. And then now is one that not a lot of people have seen. But it is absolutely worth it. It is worth every second. And then I don't know. Beyond that, maybe Deers if you like the like weird harem shit. But
I did actually enjoy Deers, but I just wish that again they had a second season. It just up and ends.
I felt it was a complete product.
Did you guys ever see Beck Mongolian Chop Squad?
No.
It's a great anime. It's an anime about a kid that wants to be a rock star. And it's about his trials and tribulations about trying to get into a band. He falls in love with this girl that's like a really great guitar player, but like he's not sure if he can add up to her. But you have to watch it in English dub. If you don't, because there's a ton of rock songs in it, they're really good. But when they do it in the Japanese dubbing, it's all English. And it's all really bad English. But the dubbing people they got to do it could actually sing, so it sounds so much better in English.
Oh my god!
Beck Mongolian Chop Squad.
Actually, one. Keep looking at my my list of anime. One last one that I would recommend strongly. I fucking wish this one got a second one. Is Good Luck Girl, or in Japanese, which means the complete opposite, Binbao Gamiga, right, which is Goddess of Misfortune. Like, it's honestly that series carried a lot of memes behind it, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, I fucking love that. I'm so sad it didn't get a second season, but yeah, that is one that I also strongly recommend.
Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know if you guys have seen this.
I got this weird obscure anime called Dragon Ball.
Oh my god!
As I was looking at my anime list, have you guys ever heard of Zammed Lost Memories?
Yes.
Sounds familiar.
I'm not, I feel like I recall that at one point it was literally only released on like the PlayStation 3 store, and you had to like buy the episodes and download them off the PS3 store. It's done by the same people that did Eureka 7. And it's like there's like a monster symbiote and world saving and shit like that. And there's a really creepy mask that the main character gets, and it's very Eureka 7. Also, I will never call it Eureka. I don't care what anybody says.
Thank you so much.
Because
out of interest, you call him Simon or Simone?
I call him Simone.
Now with that bombshell.
Yeah, right? It's weird because I won't call her Eureka, but I call him Simone.
Right. So, just gonna let's end it here. Honestly, I want to thank.
Actually, I just wanted to ask, like, this is not like a like an anime. I think you guys have all seen this, but I was recently thinking about it, and I was talking with Drew about it, Christina about it too recently. So, like, you guys remember that like one anime like where it was like the zombies in the train?
Zombies in the train?
Yeah.
Yeah. Kugan. Oh, was it Kurin Nagani Line?
Oh shit.
Wait, where's his webcam gone?
Oh shit, I'm back. I think. I hope. Oh shit. I fucked it all up. I fucked it all up.
Oh no.
Oh yeah, you kind of did fuck it up.
Joey's on the right spot. I am not.
Oh no.
Oh no.
Xeno's in the wrong spot.
No.
Xeno doesn't exist.
Xeno does not exist.
I'm gone. Can I come back now?
Dreams really do come true.
Wait. Okay, hang on. Hold tight, Xeno.
Xeno is
Hold
gone.
tight,
Oh no.
Has come back now. Is this where Joey's gonna turn off his webcam?
No. I don't know. Why do I show up as like a separate person?
Turn on your webcam.
I'm trying. Hold on.
There you go.
That fixed it. Hooray.
Hey,
Misha has the next against Coop and replace Sino. That was my plan all along. No, I actually wanted to like go back to like my anime list so I could like take a look at it and like see the title. Oh my god, Xeno appears twice now. Xeno's now taking over Joey. Oh my god, Joey's in front of Xeno. Good job, man.
Anyway,
Hell yeah.
Oh no, it's this way.
Oh no, there's too many Xenos.
You're a streamer. Everyone is...
Oh, let's just make this weird and awkward.
Oh, dude. Like, I mean, like, it doesn't matter at this point.
Top 10 reasons I'm glad I don't have my webcam on.
No, you're missing out on the beautiful fun. Like, it's so much fun.
Joey would have clearly tried to make it so that we kissed. So
Yeah, that's the
What do
entire
you mean
point.
would have?
I mean, we're 3 hours in. I think it's about time for that.
right. Okay. Ending it now.
It's
Thanks very much.
Here.
Coming. Oh my
Kotetsuyo no Kabaniri.
Yes.
That's the one. It was really
Yes.
good. I really enjoyed it. Like I was really thinking back. I was like, dude, I actually should rewatch that.
You know it's got like a second season.
Did.
So, moving on to the end of the show for the 4th time.
Yeah.
Joey, DK, thank you so much for coming on. Thank you all 3 of you for entertaining my weird idea of trying to do something anime related as a podcast to see if it would work. I hope you have enjoyed yourselves. Thank you very much, audience, for listening in to the weird ramblings of a bald fat man from England, 2 amazing individuals from the Americas, and Michelle, who is still probably experiencing some weird internet shit going on, but we won't know that. So anyway, thank you very much, everyone, and yeah.
I appreciate everyone coming on. Thank you so much. Thank you so much to everyone tuning in. Let us know in the comments or via Twitter or via Discord or whatever whether you want to see more anime stuff, because maybe Drew wants to make it into like a separate cool podcast thing, like an anime cast thing. Anyway, next week we'll be back with your regular scheduled FrameCast talking about games and stuff. Like, it's not like anyone here would ever play a game on this podcast right here.
Fuck that. Video games. Lame.
Video games. Anyway, thank you so much for tuning in. Make sure you check out Joey right here. Joey, where do you want people to check you out? Okay, check him out on that.
Twitter.
Check him out on Twitter.
Hang out with me on
Yeah. Check out Joey, most famously known for Joey's weekly Warframe tweets. He makes some quite crazy tweets every week. But anyway, check him out on Twitter. Check out also this YouTube, whatever. DK, where can people find you?
I was hoping he was going to say, where can people check you out? He said, the club, boys.
Yeah. Come join.
But I'm literally DKDiamantes on Twitter, Twitch, YouTube. Only place I'm not is on Instagram. I'm real DKDiamantes on Instagram because some fuckwit took my name and my old logo and decided to just have it. He doesn't post anything, and Instagram doesn't want to do anything about it, so real DKDiamantes on Instagram.
Damn. And of course, check out Drew on youtube.com/CasinoGalleon, or check out his Patreon, patreon.com/CasinoGalleon, because that gives him money for stuff. Yes, definitely.
Nice. Money's good.
To spend on people.
To spend on people, for sure. And more like Gundams in the background. That spices up the content too.
I don't have a Gundam.
You don't?
I have the Gundams. I have
No.
Gundams.
Like, so the white one there, that's a Pat Labor. But the that one there is Tekken Blade. That's Kamen Rider Decade. That's a Guyver.
Oh, are you into Kamen Rider?
Decade and there's what's called that one there is double.
Oh,
So,
I
got,
couldn't see them, but are you big Kamen Rider?
I'm not a huge Kamen Rider fan. I have watched a number of them, but
Oh, okay.
let's talk after.
Yeah,
Let's talk
yeah.
after.
Let's do this afterwards. I already
Fine.
saw Joey turn into like the screaming cowboy meme, which was fantastic. But yeah, thank you guys so much for tuning in. We'll see you next week. Check this out tomorrow on like the youtube.com whatever. See you around. Bye.
Bye.
Yeah.